Welcome, everybody, to another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All, the show for Panthers fans by Panthers fans. We appreciate you joining on another Friday night, starting your weekend out the right way with a spirited Carolina Panthers discussion. We appreciate you all as always. If you would like to be a part of the conversation, but that is literally what this show is built for, baby. Jump in via StreamYard. I've pinned the link to join via StreamYard in the top of the YouTube chat and the Facebook chat. So if you would like to be a part of what we are bringing you here today on the Free For All, then come be a part of it, man. We appreciate you as always. And like I said, happy that you're able to start the weekend with us. You already know I'm here with the boys. The members of the C3 Legion, you know him and love him. First up, he might tell you to shut the hell up. It's Panther Pickle. Pickle, what's up, brother?
What's up, folks? It's go time. I don't know what we're going for, but it's go time. So, this is one of the first off seasons in a really long time. We ain't hired a GM, a coach, or switched out an owner. So, or coordinator. Some of us might think we should replace a coordinator, but nonetheless.
Yeah, especially compared to years past. Right. Yeah, not a lot of new firings and hirings.
Right.
Things
but it is
on the Panthers front. But in the
NFL, there sure is a lot in the NFL.
Yeah, there is. Everywhere from Jacksonville to Las Vegas. Right. Man, a whole bunch of news.
Off the wall question. Off the wall question. We can save that for later. But
yeah. We'll get into all of it, too. I want to talk about the AFC and NFC championship. We're going to talk about some ways that we're going to be able to free up some of our cap space going forward and what that entails and different ways that we can do it. We'll talk a little bit about the draft. And if you saw the Tuesday show, we're going to do the same thing that we did on Tuesday tonight. We're going to play good player, average player, bad player. And we're going to match them up with if they're loved by fans or hated by fans. It's pretty cool. I found it on Reddit. It's pretty fun to get everyone's opinion on it. But you know, there wouldn't be a free-for-all without the brand ambassador himself, my man, D's Ill Skills. What's up, D's?
What is up, Cody Lack? What is up, D Money in the chat? And shout out to the entire C3 Legion. We are gathered here together on a Friday to have a little Panthers fun within this C3 community. Want to let everyone know that they're invited to join this show, be a part of the show, give your Panthers opinion. I enjoyed the show on Tuesday. You and Tony did a good job of chopping it up with not a lot of Panthers news, but a lot of entertainment factor for us C3 fans out there. CK even stopped by and graced us with his presence for a little bit. So shout out to C3. Let's roll tonight and let's have another good show, Cody.
Yes, sir, man. You know, it would not be a free-for-all without my man, Jake the Snake, back to tell me how Chuba Hubbard is indeed the man. Jake, what's up, baby? How are you, man?
Man, I'm doing great. Oh, yeah. Chuba. Top 10 back, y'all. I don't care. We'll argue all night long about this. I don't care. I don't care.
Yeah, baby. Let's go.
But regardless, y'all, I appreciate everybody tuning in, y'all. I love all y'all. We're all family. And I can't I can't enjoy my Friday much better than, hanging out with you boys.
That's it, man. Where would you rather be on a Friday than having a free-for-all, boys? That's what we do, baby. And last but never least, my man, hoping that NC State will land some transfers, even though we know they probably won't. It's my man, Cole. Cole, what up, bro?
What's going on, Cody, man? It's my favorite day of the week, Friday. I love spending it with the C3 Legion brothers and boys. I hope everybody's doing good, and I'm feeling especially thankful and very appreciative for our listeners, man. Thank y'all. Let's get into it.
Yes, sir. All right, man. We appreciate y'all. Like I said, jump in and join via StreamYard. And gentlemen, let's just jump into this, man. Look, there's a lot of things that we're going to discuss, but we're getting ready to embark upon free agency. And I wanted to explore some things that the Panthers could do in order to free up some more space. And what that would entail for us in actually doing it now that we have Brant Tillis and Dan Morgan at the helm. These are 5 moves that the Panthers can make to free up to $48 million in space. And you tell me how likely these are. Number one, pay the man, pay Jaycee Horn his brand new contract, and you end up saving $10 million. We've debated this a little bit all season, but let me just let everyone jump in on it since it is a free for all. Are you in favor of paying Jaycee Horn right now, maybe making him the highest paid corner in order to free up $10 million? Boys,
Yeah.
it's a free for all. Have at it.
Absolutely, we got to extend him. We got to do it.
I'm all
ahead,
I'm all for extending him. I'm all for giving him a new contract. But I want to caution the fact, depending on how much he wants his first year, you may not save $9 million. You might actually go a little deeper in debt, depending on how the contract's laid out and how it's structured. But I respect to say that I would pay him.
As long as he's healthy, he's worth every single penny. I
Right,
definitely
exactly.
extend JC, and what he's worth to us, there's no price tag for us because we are not good at cornerback, so he needs to stay.
And
We
he
can't
wants to be
replace him
here.
with that type of money. Yeah. He
No.
does want to be here. He said that in an interview, like Jake brought up. And you're not going to replace Jaycee Horn for that type of money in case we draft one at number 8. And it would probably make more sense to re-sign him. He's already made his first Pro Bowl now. The price is just going to go up from here. So I mean, the quicker they get this deal done, then the more work we can do in free agency, I think, would be the goal.
And Tony made the point on Tuesday night. We have a historically bad defense, and you're going to let go some of your best players. I mean,
Exactly,
if
you're not
not
doing
your
that.
best player on defense, dude, it's bad on every level. Both, one, first and foremost, for the actual health of the defensive roster, and number two, just for optics, just how terrible that is. And you know how many people, and I've said this forever, how many general managers and teams would jump on the opportunity to sign a Jaycee Horn to their team. Come on, dude. If the Panthers don't pay him the most money or whatever, someone else is going to do it. It might as well be us. In my humble opinion, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Yeah.
I'm tired of letting talent walk.
You don't have no
so-
kind of insurance policy if
Yeah.
you do
And-
that, Cody. That's what's killing me. So he has to.
Yeah.
stay.
Jake, I 100% agree. I'm tired of letting talent walk
Me
that
too.
wants to be here. I don't care who we let go if they don't want to be here. If Jaycee Horn come out and said, fuck the Panthers, I really don't want to sign here, I'm all for letting him go. But he didn't
Right.
say that. He wants to
Yeah,
be
he
here.
really does
So,
want
you
to.
know,
Yeah,
and
that's
he
sincere.
didn't
He
put
wants to be a
he didn't
one-person
put
team
mixed much.
or
A
one-team
lot of
person.
exactly. He wants to be here, and I want to keep him here.
Yeah.
There's not many players like that anymore, Pickle. Like
Right,
most of these
there's
guys
not.
just want to run around. They'll go
They're
to 10
not.
different teams if they have to. He could genuinely want to be here his whole career if you did right.
Right,
by him.
and we Panther fans, particularly Panther fans, we need to stop the disillusion in ourselves that when a free agent leaves, it's because we didn't want them. A lot of them left because they don't want us. That's just fact of it, folks. They can be nice and sweet and kind to you on the street, but as soon as they turn their back, they're like, "Fuck that idiot! I don't want to play that fucking."
And by the way, you know how we
So let's just be real.
You know how we've been saying that the Panthers wanted to re-sign Frankie Louvu, and then he just ended up not wanting to be under Rivero and wanted to go to Washington. Well, I don't remember who, but I saw someone in the radio media refuting this.
Wasn't it person or no?
Yeah,
Yeah, person.
Yeah,
Well,
and if
y'all would know the roundabout of what he said or why.
Yeah.
We
Yeah,
were tie-ins,
that-
right?
We
The
waited too late, is what he
Yep.
said, Cody. The day
Yeah,
that was
but-
pretty much
but-
already done.
but- if you go-
that
if-
pissed me off even more, dude.
Yeah, I
if you
know.
go back-
that does make it worse.
if you go back and listen to him talking on WFNZ, because it's an audio stream, I can pull it up if you want me to, and you can hear him. The what he says, they asked him that, and he said, "I believe that it had a lot to do with the Panthers just waited too long." He didn't have any. He just said what I
Yeah,
believe. Now,
Factual,
I'm going to
but, yeah.
repeat exactly what I heard Frankie Louvu say on XM radio shortly. I have searched in vain for that, but apparently it doesn't exist. Frankie Louvu, and I quote, he said, when asked, he said, I love the folks in Carolina, but he says, I just didn't like the scheme that they're running down there. That just doesn't fit who I want to be. Plus, I've always liked and admired Dan Quinn's system, and they offered me the same amount of money. I couldn't say no to playing for Dan Quinn.
Yeah, to me that speaks more to the truth than the Panthers were just too late. You know, he wanted to play for Dan Quinn, and yeah, let's be real. I don't think he wanted to play anymore on. I think it's easy to say Avero, and it probably is Avero, but also maybe just on a team that needed so much talent and knowing, rightfully so, that we were going to be 2 years away from being a legit contender in our division, let alone the NFC. And now he's with a team that's getting ready to play in the NFC Championship.
Yeah, man, Jeremy.
Yeah. And
by the way,
Cody,
one, like that, no one's pulling for Philly, right? Like, there's no fucking way.
I'm not pulling for. I'm not pulling for.
Yeah.
I am picking them to win.
Yeah, I mean they're the favorite to win the whole thing. We'll talk about it later. Go ahead, Pickle.
I brought this up the other day, and I think it's something that if somebody wanted to, they could look that up. You can't really look it up because you don't know the time. You know the timelines when they signed the deal, but you don't know the negotiation timeline. I wonder how the timeline exists when the Panthers negotiated with Frankie Louvu and failed. They negotiated with Patrick Queens and failed. And they negotiated with Shaq Thompson and Jaycee Jewell to re-sign. Were Jaycee Jewell and Shaq Thompson, are they here because we didn't get Frankie Louvu and Patrick Queens? Interesting thought process, isn't it?
You just said with Patrick Queen, but say that last part again.
Patrick Queens are Shaq Thompson and Jaycee Jewell here because we failed to sign Patrick Queens and Frankie.
And that's sort of what I think.
Yes,
that is.
That better be the damn answer. I'm sorry.
That's a surprise.
Yeah,
right.
Yeah.
That better be the only damn reason. I'm sorry.
My buddy Rumors on Twitter seems to think that the Steelers could potentially trade or release Patrick Queens, not because they don't like his play, but with the better play, with the play of a certain rookie linebacker in their system, and the other gentleman on a really good contract. Patrick Queens clears $17 million available cap for them if they trade or release him.
It's okay. You can say that rookie linebacker's name, Pickle.
Yeah, and I'm
playing for the wrong fucking team. He should be here.
Right. I mentioned to him that Panthers were really interested, and he says that wouldn't be a surprise for the Panthers to trade for him. Because if he hits free agency, he may not go to Carolina, and it's only going to cost Carolina $17 million, and that's what they were going to pay him to start with. I thought I'm all for it.
Yeah, I'm all for it too. Shit.
That'll shut me up about our linebacker situation if you do that shit.
I told him. I said I would surrender a second round pick for Patrick.
Yes.
And why would you do that? I said because Panthers suck at drafting second round picks.
Man,
you're not wrong.
You ain't lying.
Our need right there, boy.
Well, and let me ask you this: does the presence of Trevin Wallace and Jaycee Jewell prevent you from drafting another pure inside?
No.
Absolutely.
It damn near encourages.
I could name you an inside linebacker that we could draft. That, as one scout put it today when I read his article, this guy is as smart as Luke Kuechly was when he was a rookie.
Whoa, wait, who? As smart as who was?
This scout said, help me with the first name, y'all. Campbell.
Jahad Campbell. Whatever.
Jahad Campbell is as smart as Luke Kuechly was when he was
Alabama linebacker.
Did any of you send me that specifically? Was it and the yeah you did these? You sent me some.
Yeah, YouTube clip. If I don't know if we can
And
play
if,
it, but
and if we can't get Walker, because I think I'm with a
That's
lot
my
of people,
pick.
Cody.
That's
If we
my
can't
pick.
get Walker, like
Yeah.
the Bama linebacker would be a damn good
And
consolation
I
prize.
don't,
You
I don't.
want to draft one
in the following round, not the
Now,
first.
now
round.
listen.
in the first 1 or 2 rounds or later in
Yeah, listen.
A
If
linebacker,
it's up
I'd go
to
get it
me,
early, maybe 2.
if it's up to me, if he's available, I'm all right to trade up in the second. So give up some of them 4th and 5th picks
Yeah,
to move up in the second.
absolutely.
That's a long
Give me-
time between our first and that second.
Give me Jalen Walker.
I
and
gotta
Deion
feel like
Walker.
we're doing
The
something in
Walker
between.
Texas
I called
Rangers.
that shit last year, Pickle. But I feel like we're doing something in there. We're
Right.
gonna hop in there somehow. I don't know where. We might not go
I-
crazy,
I,
but we're gonna hop in there.
right. Jake, I think Deion Walker, the guy
Yeah.
from Kentucky,
Yeah.
I think he's going to be there in the third.
You think so, Pickle?
Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
He might.
He falls to third. Oh my goodness.
And now a lot of that depends on the combine. For example, what's the name of the dude the Titans drafted? I thought he would be there in the late second, but he had an amazing combine and they drafted him and he sure did show out. They drafted
Levis?
him in the early second. Yeah. They drafted him, I think, in the early second, and he sure did show out for them.
Right.
Might
He
go
was a
quarterback
steal
again.
deal for them.
Remember, some people thought Levis would go in the first round
Mayonnaise
Yeah.
man.
Right,
Mayonnaise man.
right.
because everybody needs a quarterback. The top
If
of the,
we hadn't traded up, he might have been drafted at 9.
Did y'all
the
hear
top
about
of the draft is going to be really interesting this year because I think that 1 and 2 could potentially trade out or take a quarterback there if needed. But anyway, we'll get back on track.
Cody,
here.
aren't you glad we're not shopping for one of those though?
Man, I'm so fucking happy for man.
That's the best thing we got going for us right now. Is we don't have to shop for a quarterback
and-
yet. I'm not
and
even
really,
gonna lie, y'all.
And dude, listen, I'm going to be real. Like, that's not even a full sale endorsement on Bryce. Just a full sale endorsement on he has earned the right to win the job in year 3. That he is the man for the future. You know,
Right.
and as long as we have that, now we know the objective is to build the defense, and you're going to see that a lot of these moves are sort of in line with that. But here's another one that's really complicated, right? That seems simple on the surface, but the injury of Jonathan Brooks, it doesn't complicate matters. They have us cutting Miles Sanders, freeing up $5.22 million. Now, Miles Sanders been very unimpressive in his time here in Carolina, but the dude is a warm body. He has rushed for over 1,000 yards behind a good offensive line before. And now that Jonathan Brooks is not going to play all of 2025, would you still be willing to cut Miles Sanders? Or do you think that he could be a real part of what we're going to want to do moving forward? Or not?
I would still cut him. I thought about this. I was off for cutting him, and then Brooks got hurt, and I kept trying to convince myself, well, we keep him. We're basically not going to save a lot. By the time you save 5, and it's a thought process. If you save $5 million and 22 to cut him, that's what you're going to save, and you're going to go out and sign a free agent. How much is that free agent going to cost you? Is it going to be worth it?
And this draft is so loaded, Pickle, with running backs.
I'm going to
man.
get.
I understand that, but
you gotta go.
I understand that. I still would rather have a vet backup, at least entering camp.
Do you
Now,
think?
I'm willing to cut that vet if we need to be.
Right.
And then it dawned on me that there will be vets available at the drop of a hat right before camp.
Will they be cheaper than $5 million, Pickle?
Yeah.
All right, then I'm all for cutting Miles Sanders. Then.
Y'all ain't gonna like my answer, but I'm gonna go ahead and tell you right now. I'm looking at
Cole.
this like Jonathan Brooks doesn't even fucking exist with a double knee injury. I'm going ahead and I'm drafting me a solid running back, and if the kid has a good year, Jonathan Brooks is gonna have a damn rehab year. Whenever he does come back, it's gonna be a long time before he productive back. You need to go ahead and replace him right now. I'm serious.
Okay.
Keep him on the roster, but I don't think he'll be anything more than a third down back if you ever get your shit
Well,
right.
I'm going to keep on asking, how are you doing this, though? Are you doing this
Draft.
in the draft? In the
Yes,
draft,
sir.
okay.
There's plenty of
So,
them.
how early in the draft, or are you talking, maybe even round 2, or nah, that's too wild.
Two was wild. 3, I would listen to you if the back was really
You
good.
wanna
4, I'm
run it back in the
completely
fourth.
comfortable.
Fourth
4,
round
I'm
is-
completely comfortable with. But
Now,
I'd hear you out if the player was good enough in 3.
I could do that. I'd be all right to draft a running back in the 4th or 5th.
I wonder if y'all have a certain
I might
running
go. I
back
might would
in
do that.
Around that
mind.
area, there's a
There he
few.
is.
Yeah.
There he is.
That would be a nice compliment to Chuba, by the way. You can't tell me it wouldn't be.
Hey man, could y'all imagine the endorsement opportunities with Bojangles, with Cam Scatterbo? Come on, baby.
Oh my god.
Come on,
Scatter
baby.
Bowberry, dog.
Come on, baby. Get you a Scatterbo berry biscuit, dog. What's up?
I think we just spoke that into existence. He's coming.
Yeah, we did.
It's gotta happen.
Yeah,
We just made that man $1 million. Oh my god.
Yeah, we did. That's perfect. And we're gonna
Dude,
get
some
a
bow
residual.
rounds. Like,
Yeah.
are you kidding me?
Yeah, those kind of bow rounds, baby.
Got a bow round.
D,
Hit different.
you're right, D. You
Let's
can draft a running back
go.
in the late rounds. You can
Yes,
also go that
sir.
way. You can also go that way too.
Hey man, let me welcome in, and let me congratulate this man because
Uh-oh, I know who
out
this
of everyone in the C3 Legion, only JJ can call himself a fan of the championship Ohio State Buckeyes. My dog JJ back in the building. JJ, what's up, bro?
Yes, sir. Natty champs. That's all that matters.
Congrats, bro. I know what it's like at the top of that mountain, bro. It's a sweet one, brother. Enjoy it while it lasts, man.
It's a pure joy. I hope we get another one in the next 5 years.
Shit.
JJ still riding the
Eh,
parade in the
Yeah, he's
float
in a
right now.
twilight zone right now, y'all.
Yeah, he's on the float in the parade still, dog.
I mean, look at his
No, I mean-
fucking thing, man. He's just champed out, bro. Hell yeah. That's what you should do,
I
man.
mean,
I would
we
be too.
reached the mountaintop, but
would
we still
also.
got things to do. So,
Oh shit.
I'm gonna take it
Like
in.
beating Michigan.
This shit don't happen often. Cody. I was gonna say like
Yeah.
a lot of the players on this team was from the 2021 recruiting class. So I didn't see these players for a long time, and a lot of emotional attachment. So to see these guys go out with a championship, it's a great feeling, man.
Oh yeah,
So-
man. Especially the seniors
sure-
and shit that have been there forever.
Oh
That's
yeah,
that's what's up.
a ton of seniors. So I'm sure like you can relate to that. Some of your favorite Tigers over the years.
Oh hell yeah, man. Yeah, then watching them go into the NFL and fucking ball out. Yeah, it's dope. It's definitely
That's
dope,
the
man.
best part. That's
Yeah,
what
man.
I'm
So
excited to see.
JJ,
I'm
what do you
trying to see
think
if we
about
get a Buckeye from the team. That's what the Panthers need to do.
oh shit, maybe a Emeka Ibuka? What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
What's up? But hey,
Bryce
let me
would've
ask you
met
this though, JJ. Would you cut Miles Sanders and free up
Yes.
$5.22 million?
Yes, absolutely. We'll get him off the team, and I would draft Trevion Henderson day 2 of the draft. That's what I'm gonna do.
Damn, day 2.
If
Okay.
He's a burner.
yeah,
I'd be okay
if
with that
I'm-
too.
if I'm Dan Morgan,
Also, but you paid Jaycee Horn, and paying him would save up potentially almost $10 million.
what are we paying him? We paying him like a 4-year, 100 mil.
I mean,
Some
you're
shit like
probably
that.
paying him around 4-year, around 27, 28 million a year, probably.
That's outrageous.
Bro, come on.
Mm.
That's the current going rate.
Let's mark it, JJ.
Just need it.
Fuck it.
Hell yeah, fuck it.
It ain't
Alright,
your
tip
money
is
anyway.
money.
So.
Huh?
Yeah.
It ain't my money. Shit.
Yeah.
Matter of fact, he gets
Right
25.
now-
all day.
25.
Right now, we're sitting at around $23 million in free agent dollars
have
that we
more
can
than that.
spend on people.
We'll have more than that, Cody.
There's no way JC Horn gets 28 million a year. That's
You'll be
that's
surprised.
impossible. That's impossible. There's no way. There's no way when you miss that many games through your first 3 years, that you're up for. Yeah, nah. There's no way.
He might not be
Like,
worth
here-
25
Well,
million,
would it
but
just
bro,
be
He'll get
Yeah, here's
20
the
to
way I look at it.
25.
If you don't,
Would it just be cheaper to draft another running back in the 3rd or 4th round?
Or
'Cause
another corner.
Tony brought that up on Tuesday. No, I mean for Miles Sanders. We're talking about running backs. I mean, yeah, and
Oh
even
yeah, of
for
course. I felt that
like,
way about Chuba, much less, fucking trash ass Miles Sanders.
Chuba's the top
Like
10 though. Chuba's the man, bro.
Tell
yeah,
them.
but I was already like, Judkins is better. Like that's
Wait,
just how I
who?
felt,
Judkins
bro.
is better than
Ohio
who?
State's running back.
Better than
Quinshawn
who?
Judkins,
Shit.
It's better than
he's
who?
better than Chuba.
Yo, JJ is just riding high off of that. Right now JJ is
I'm
riding
so
high
tired of people
off of the
saying
He
snow of
is.
every
Alex.
Ohio State
Yeah, he
fan.
would have
Where's
had a.
G baby? Where's G
Oh my
baby when you
god.
need him, bro? Because he would for sure
Uh,
tell you
Hey,
he's
G
better
Baby
than
went in
Chuba.
hiding mode.
An
Nah,
alien.
bro. I don't want to hear
Yeah,
about because
yeah,
he
he
said the
been
same thing
hiding
about
for
Jonathan
real.
Brooks. You can't say somebody's better than somebody that hasn't
Leave
even
G
had a
Baby
full
alone.
series. He hasn't even
Now,
had
now I,
carries
Hey,
I
yet.
agree with Jake. You can't say Brooks is better
he's
when he
better.
can't get on the fucking field. That's
Oh,
like
I never
saying
said Brooks
that
was better. I never said
what
that.
G
G baby
Baby
said
does all
that.
the time. And G Baby does all the time. I said that's
But
bullshit.
Judkins
Told
too.
that to G Baby too. I told that all over the place.
Judkins
It's
is better.
bullshit. Brooks, that's like saying that Bryce Young is the best quarterback in the history of the NFL because he has
Judkins is better.
potential.
That's
All
like
right, Pickle.
that's like me saying right now
Judkins
that
is
That's
hold on,
fact.
hold
Walker.
on,
No, no,
Jake.
no, 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 no.
Judkins is better, and he'd be cheaper though. We wouldn't be paying
Okay.
a running back 8 million. We'd be paying him
It's
like
wild that you said that
3 million
he's
for
better, but he
4
ain't even been in the
years.
league yet.
He
He ain't even.
is. He's
He
better.
hasn't even
He's
took a
better, bro.
snap yet.
Just
How's
wait.
he
well,
better?
listen, if he's better, hold on,
Next
no.
year,
He's
Jake.
from
No, no,
Ohio.
no,
That's
no,
the
no, no,
only
no, hold
reason
on.
why you're saying that.
Next year,
Listen, here's
Jake,
what
when
it is.
he's in the
Yeah, I said
NFL,
it.
we're gonna be saying
You're
Judkins is
just
better.
capping.
It's
You're just
okay.
capping
I'm
for
just
Ohio
saying it a
State.
year
That's all.
early. It's okay.
Drop the bell on them. But this is what I'm gonna say. If you want to say that he's better than Chuba Hubbard, that's wild to me. If you want to say Miles Sanders, then there is a case to be made that drafting,
Oh, he's
uh,
come on.
a running
That's like
back,
me
drafting
saying
a running
Jalen
back.
Walker is Luke Kuechly already, man. I'm sick and tired of that shit.
But he's
Who's Luke
smart like
Kuechly?
Kuechly though.
No,
I'm just
I
saying,
don't.
later in the
Man,
draft, it might be easier to replace Miles Sanders and free up some more money if you did draft a Cam Scatterbo later in the rounds or whatever it is, or whoever the hell JJ is
There's no
sniffing
Miles
ass for
Sanders.
right
There's
now.
no Jonathan Brooks. You gotta
Okay.
have one,
I'm not
Cody.
saying that he can't potentially be better than Chuba, but that's the thing. I could say that potentially, but he hasn't proved
He'd
shit.
be
He ain't in the
cheaper
league.
too.
He's
You
not in the. I don't
draft like
care if he is
Jonathan Brooks is
cheaper.
not on this
He's
team.
cheaper
Chuba
though.
is a
Won't be
beast,
cheaper.
man. I'll
He's
put some
cheaper
Not
respect
though.
on
now.
his name.
That's boats done floated. Chuba's our starter for the at least next 2 years.
For
People
sure.
gonna have to suck it up and get used to it.
Pickle
Hey, that's
Sure,
Jonathan
that's
Brooks
man.
will
that was
never.
my
Jonathan
opinion.
Brooks will never replace Chuba as the starting running
We are
back. Pickle, just
better
say
for
so much
having
sooner than
Chuba
that.
Hubbard on our
Jonathan
team.
Brooks will be completely out of the league in 4 years.
I'm glad you said it, so I
Relax,
didn't have to.
Completely
relax,
out
I'm
of the
glad
relax,
you
league.
said it, so I
relax.
didn't have to.
What is Chuba? Chuba got to
Hey,
get like
yeah,
what
we
2,000
we
yards next
gotta
year.
we gotta go ahead and draft Jonathan Brooks' replacement this year,
Right now,
anyways. So
JJ, like right
Fact.
now.
right
Hey, hold
now,
on.
In,
bro.
in,
Hold
in
on.
the
Go
Time
in the
out.
fourth
Time out.
go
Time
round.
ahead
out.
and pick up
In the
Trey in the
Hold on.
third.
Time out. Let me get control. I need to welcome someone into the show who's been waiting patiently. My man Alex, A14 Panthers. Alex, what's up, dude?
What's
Hey,
up, Alex?
what's going on, guys? Hey, happy Friday.
How you living, brother? How you
What's
feeling,
up?
man?
Everything's good. Everything's good, man.
Yes,
Everything's good.
sir. Chime in on this conversation. Right now, we're sort of talking about running backs. You could also give your opinion on Jaycee Horn, but we're talking about ways to free up money, and we could potentially cut Miles Sanders and save almost, $5.2 million. Would you be in favor of doing that? Or now that Jonathan Brooks is hurt, do you think Sanders should probably stick around a little while since he's already under contract?
Yeah, I mean, it's a great question. I think you gotta save money where you can, and maybe like get like a cheaper veteran running back than Miles Sanders. I don't know if we can, but someone cheap, or we draft a guy. But we have so many holes to fill. If it's gonna save us $5 million to like go get another potential player in another position, then we got to do it. But at the same time, we're kind of in a tricky limbo where we don't have right now we don't have anybody to back up Chuba Hubbard. So you could kind of go either way, but I'm on the side of cutting him. I'm on the side of cutting Miles Sanders, save $5 million.
Yeah. Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah, I just think, I mean, you could, I don't know. I mean, there's even a guy, I know he didn't play much last year, but I mean, I like a guy like Deontay Foreman. I mean, that you could get in there for probably cheap, couple million, bring him in, see what happens. You know, maybe he's an early cut during training camp. Who knows? But at the same time, I know D's, he put it in the chat. He was the highest paid running back 2 years ago, Miles Sanders. So we paid a lot of money for him, and he really So,
hey, does anyone?
He's got to get the hell up off my team, is what has to happen.
Damn.
He definitely showed out that last week of the season, though. He definitely showed out.
He did. He had him was that his first touchdown for the Panthers? It damn near felt like it.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So Panther Pickle, you have been letting everyone know for months now that Taylor Moton is going to be very, very expensive for the year 2025. Well, we might have our answer as to how to fix this, and that is to extend Taylor Moton after Taylor probably played the best year of his entire career this past year at right tackle. He continues to grow, continues to get better, and if you sign him to an extension, you could potentially free up almost $13 million. Boys, would you be in favor of this?
Yes, sir.
Yes. Yep.
You reward your players that have played well.
Yep.
Oh yeah,
especially team veterans like him. Yeah.
Yeah,
He's a
go
leader,
ahead and
you
keep
gotta
him on
pay
a
him.
contract.
Yeah.
What would it don't even matter to me, but what would his numbers look like, Cody?
We'll replace
if you
we'll
gave him a
draft
deal?
his replacement next year.
I'm gonna pull that up.
Yeah, and
Well,
he's been
and
on the field. He's on the field too.
Also, remember the more
Did he give up a
positions-
sack? I don't
the
think he
more
gave up a sack, did
positions
he?
that you're able to lock
No.
up, the more that you're not having to look in free agency and in the draft to refill these positions.
Cody, if he didn't give up a single
3-year
sack,
contract?
somebody needs to give credit for Bryce's success because of that.
Are y'all fine with
'Cause
that?
that's-
3 years
3
Let's
years
see
for
your
what?
for him extension.
What's the money?
So he's
I mean,
31
yeah,
years
it's gonna
old.
be a yeah regardless for me, but I'm just curious.
Yeah,
what the money
you
is
don't
anyway.
know the money. You don't
Yeah.
know the money until the agent works it out.
Trent Williams is getting 23.
I'm not
million a
extending
year,
him.
and he's a left tackle.
You like I said, you don't know the money because there's nobody else making 31 million. Do you really think he's going to take a pay cut?
No,
He's
he ain't
making
taking a pay
31
cut.
Yet. He won't
No, he
take a
don't-
pay cut. So to get this savings for you, you're going to have to make sure that he makes up for that money in the next contract or the next year.
I mean, are we about to have to pay him more than we already are? Probably.
Yes.
Good God.
That's crazy.
Yes.
Yeah,
Like
because-
next year, I mean, right now you're going to have 31 million. Right now, you extend him. That means you're going to pay him 31 million or 35 million. 2 years from now,
hell,
you're
no.
not extending him
Got
is
to do
not
it.
fixing the problem. It's just extending the problem. That he's not a problem. I'm not saying
All
he's
right,
a
so look.
problem. I'm
But we
saying,
don't have too many contracts like
the
that
best
right
way-
now
the
either,
best
though, do
thing
we?
You see the highest.
No.
the best thing you could do is give him a whole new contract.
So look, this is the average, the breakdown of
See
tackles
where he falls
and what
at in
they're
here.
getting paid. So Penei Sewell right now is at $28 million a year, and he's a right tackle. The next right tackle on the list is Lane Johnson. Lane Johnson is currently getting $20 million a year. Deion Dawkins, who could have been a Carolina Panther at one point in time, but Gettleman snatched him. Then we have Robert. Yeah,
So where's
Robert
Taylor
Hunt's
gonna
paid.
fall in this?
Taylor Moton is
Oh my
No, I'm talking
God.
about if
There
he
he
gets
is.
if he gets new money, where you think he's gonna fall at?
In that top 5, which is why we shouldn't keep him, or we shouldn't extend him.
shouldn't. So would you prefer to trade him?
I'm not giving him 30+ million. For
No,
another year.
I would let him play out his contract, and I would
Which is
just
next
let him
year.
go.
That's
I
it.
would draft his replacement in the
He
draft
getting
class
north of
coming up
20
after
mil
that.
though a year.
I'd be
least.
okay with 20-something million. I'm not giving him 30+ million though a year.
I'd be okay if we signed him, but I'd prefer we
Ain't no
draft.
damn 30 million a year.
Would
Hell
you
no.
do?
Yeah.
Hold on, would y'all do 3 years, 22 per year?
It's looking
Yeah.
like that's what everybody else
Yeah,
is
I do
getting.
that. I do that.
That
What-
22, 23, 25 is a very
Yeah, but-
popular number on this list.
Yeah, and let's remember though, all this
Wouldn't
is
do more
going
than
to all this has to mean that his agent and him agree. And if you listen to his comments concerning this issue, he refers everything as the agent, so he don't run nothing. His agent controls everything. So you're right now. To get him where he's at right now, the Panthers reworked his contract right at training camp because we were, or right at the end of training camp because we were over the cap and we had to get below the cap before the official league started so we could play games, or the league was going to come in and fix it themselves. So in this issue, Moton his agent refused to negotiate unless he got this current deal right there. So there's no guarantee that agent's going to be all of a sudden turn nice and give in and help the Panthers out.
Yeah, no. Let me get Deez in on this combo. Deez, what do you think about extending Taylor Moton to the tune of 20+ million a year for 3 or 4 years?
Well, Panther Pickle was talking about all the things that the agent controlled, and one of the things that the agent didn't control for Taylor Moton was how bad Josh Nijman looked for the Panthers this year. We don't have a suitable replacement at right tackle. Brady Christensen doesn't sound like a guy that's coming back to play on this team to be that tackle either. Ikem Kwanu doesn't seem to be a guy that we should move, considering how he's developed at left tackle. He didn't have the greatest of seasons this past year, but moving him to right tackle could do more harm than good. And if you do that, or even if you move him to guard, as you suggested, who in the hell is playing tackle for the Panthers? Because there's not another one. That's one of the positions that we don't have any depth in. And it looks like we're going to have even less depth going into next season at the tackle position. Somehow, we've got to make things work between Taylor Moton and his contract. Now, I understand what Panther Pickle is saying. $31 million is a lot to pay him for the last year. And even what JJ is saying, maybe you let him ride it out. You're eating a big number. I would pay him $22 million over the next 3 years in a heartbeat, considering he went so many seasons without missing a single game. So I would take that chance. He set out a couple this year, but that was more for rest and the fact that the Panthers weren't going anywhere, and everyone realized that we were just developing the offense. The defense was so bad they were going to let us down regardless. So there was nothing wrong with letting Taylor sit out a couple games and recover that knee that he's battled with for years and years. If you can get him at 22, you pay him in a heartbeat. Does his agent take that? I don't know. His agent may want 28, and hell, I guess 28 at this point is better than 31.
Yeah, I mean, dude, you make some great points. I mean, he's been a beacon of health, and he's had that high-level play, and really he's gotten better and better. I mean, the dude is, 31 years old right now? But like I said, he played his best year of football, and I don't think we want to break up the continuity of this offensive line, especially going into year 3 for Bryce Young and how important it's going to be for him. 1 second, Pickle. Let me read this C3 love bomb from the Cheshire Cat with the $5. Says Carolina Panthers don't get Mason Graham or Abdul Carter. We should trade down. We are too far into the second round. Trade down to get second round and more. So it makes a good point there.
I disagree with it, but
our draft picks are a little bit later in the second round. It's damn near a third round pick. Here, do I have it? Yeah, here, I have it right
my
here.
opinion, you only trade down in the first if you're getting another first-round pick.
That was always Marty's Herney belief. It always was, because you never traded down, and to be honest, I don't mind trading down a little bit, but to be honest with you, there are really good edge rushers and really good players in this draft. I don't like I don't like saying Mason Graham, Abdullah Carter is the only two guys worth taking. That's
Yeah,
that
that's
just
not
means
true.
that's not nowhere near in it. But real quick, I want to say this, Cody, because it's important to me to say
Yeah.
this. I know I was anti Taylor Moton keeping him around because of the cap. Like I said in the call the other night on Tuesday night call, I don't remember. I think it was this Tuesday though. I think it might have been not been, but anyway. But once you look at the situation, the Panthers don't really have the money, nor should they, to go out and get a free agent tackle. Um, and the Panthers don't have, no matter what the fans think, good or bad, they don't have the desire to keep Brady Christensen around. I know that's what Dave Canales said, but he's just doing coach speak. Because if they really, 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 really wanted to see what Brady Christensen look like at right tackle, they would have done that this year, and they never did. They had multiple opportunities, and they
That's
never
true.
did.
They have had multiple
they
opportunities to
did,
play Brady
yeah,
Christensen at damn near every position
right,
in the
and
past
they
4 years and never did.
no. So he is not in their plans, and he said on his exit interview with the press he's going to explore a free agent, and who the hell could not blame him?
I can't.
That I would.
He deserves
I
the
would have
spot.
said right up here inside that locker room, this organization has disrespected me from the day they drafted me. The question should be, why the hell should I consider staying? It damn sure can't do because the coaching staff, the owners like me. Now,
Yeah.
that being said, good thing I'm not an NFL player because I'd probably get kicked out of
Bye-bye.
there. But nonetheless, Taylor Moton is a good right tackle. He's not the best tackle in the league. He's not even in the top 10. Okay. He is a good. Is he overpaid? Yes. Could we save a bundle of money by cutting him? No. You're only saving $12 million. You're not saving a bunch. You're really not. The concept that you're not saving. I don't know that you're even saving $12 million. But bottom line is, you don't have the only outlook you have to replace the only realistic outlet you have to replace him is the draft one. So let's ask this question right now: if you was to get rid of Taylor Moton because of the cap, are you prepared to draft one with the 8th overall pick in the draft?
No.
No, I'm
Not
with
me
Jay. I'm with
personally,
With our
JJ.
second round pick
I'm with JJ.
or
Okay,
next year.
okay. Let me ask
Throughout
you
the
this,
year.
then, JJ. Let me ask y'all this: is the second round pick prepared to start? I want a
Hold on, hold on, hold
guarantee
on,
here.
No.
hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on. So I said we should keep him and let him ride out to his last year.
Yes.
We should either let the second round pick develop behind him, sit on the
Yes.
bench, or we don't use a second round pick on the tackle and we just draft one in the first next year. I think that would be how I would play the whole Taylor Moton situation.
Yeah.
How
We
ugly would a
drafted-
franchise tag look?
We drafted Taylor Moton in the second round.
Would a franchise
No,
tag
we
be
didn't.
really
No, we
ugly
did
or
not.
no?
We drafted Taylor Moton in the 3rd round.
I
We
It was
just
the
looked
drafted
it up,
Curtis
Pickle.
Samuel. Curtis Samuel was the second round pick that year.
Right,
I just looked it
right.
up. He was in the second
and,
round.
and I
I
looked
think
it up
Jake
the
is
other
right
day.
though. I
He's a
think they
3rd
were
round
both a
pick.
second round.
He was
Because
second round pick 64. Taylor Moton.
because Taylor Moton was drafted to play guard. Let's get that straight, y'all. He was not drafted to play tackle. We drafted him to play guard his rookie year, and he looked in preseason and training camp. He looked awful at guard. Looked awful. Everybody screamed he's a bust. He's a bust because he looked that bad. And the only reason why he got to start at tackle was because Greg Williams, I think his name was Greg Williams, broke his leg. They didn't have anybody else to do it, so they let him line up there, and he's been the starter ever since.
And not like
Hold
that,
up.
you're
Hold
putting
up.
an awfully lot.
What college? What college did Taylor Moton go to?
He went to Western
West
Michigan.
Michigan, yeah.
Dude, what the fuck, bro? It's like Nick Saban went on this generational run for nothing. The Panthers didn't notice a single bit. Like, we ain't got no Bama players up on this team. Not one
Oh, we had
franchise
one at one
difference
point.
maker.
A guard.
We had
Yeah,
Big
y'all remember
Mountain Man, but he never
Deontay
made it.
Brown?
Well, Cody, man.
I thought his big ass
Y'all
was gonna
remember
make it.
Blastoise? Come on,
Yep.
bro.
Oh well, let's be clear.
That man
Let's
looked
be
like a
clear.
frog.
No, let me be clear.
Taylor Moton was the last pick in the second round.
There would have been something.
So if you think you can get a Taylor Moton, we're almost taking the last pick in the second round this year.
We got the 57.
We
We're
actually have
lucky
luck
we
with
got
the
one.
last pick in the second
Yeah, you're
round
right.
because we got
And,
Jeremy Chin with
I
the
mean,
last pick of the second round.
We also selected Greg Little in the second round.
Oh God.
Let's stop
Yeah.
acting like every
went
rookie
to Ole
you
Miss,
get in
didn't
the
he?
draft is going to be a success. How many years did we go looking for a left tackle?
By the
Maybe
way,
a guard. How many times do we look for a
Hey, hold
guard?
on, Pickle.
They
By the
always
way,
drop.
by the
Taylor
way,
Moton.
Deion Dawkins, who was also drafted in that same draft, in front of Taylor Moton, is on that list. Who's at number 12 at 20 and 20.
Yeah.
Remember, that's when Brandon Bean went up to.
That's what Jerry Richardson fucked us at.
Yeah, when Brandon Bean
He
went up to
jerked our
Buffalo,
pick down, bent us over
and
the table.
he
and gave
knew
us-
that Dave Gettleman liked Deion Dawkins, and he probably would have been a Panther.
Yeah,
if it wasn't
but
for,
Brandon Bean should have been our GM.
I know.
Yes, he should have.
But no, Richardson decided to wait till after the draft to fire Gettleman. So while we struggled and Brandon Bean sat up there on his death looking smart.
Alex, did you say if you wanted to pay Taylor or not? Are you,
Yeah, no, I'm with JJ on it. You let him write it out this last year. I think you get his replacement this year, especially since
All right.
you guys have been saying that this draft is full of offensive linemen that we could pick up.
I've never said that.
Oh, you guys did it?
I'm not
I did.
disrespecting
I
you.
said that.
No, don't me. Okay.
I
Oh,
said
okay.
this was a tackle class.
I thought it was a
This
tackle
was a
class.
tackle and defense class.
I can't
in my
say for
opinion.
certain yet. I haven't done a deep dive on everyone yet. We
I
will
mean,
when
there's
we
a
do
few,
that
but
one.
I mean, I don't think it's a.
But-
Yeah, I'll
Hold on,
agree.
how
There's
about-
a few, but it's not as deep as JJ thinks it is.
How about this one though, right? And me and Tony sort of debated the likelihood of this on the Tuesday show since we just signed him. Would Robert Hunt be willing to restructure his contract for north of $10 million? Has it right here listed at $11.38 million in savings. Would Robert Hunt be willing to do this after just coming here to the Carolinas?
Would that make
You
his
would hope.
contract later down the road kind of like Moton's though? Would it be backloaded by restructuring it?
I believe so. Yeah, you're moving money down the road, so
Yeah, that's
eventually
what I'm
it's
saying. That
gonna
shit
catch
bites
up
us in
to
the ass
you.
later.
It
Yeah.
always does.
But
it
look
has-
at Taylor Moton. If
Yeah.
you're able to
Well, look-
re-sign Taylor Moton, then that's a roadmap for how to do this shit in the future.
Always kicking cans down the road makes that Saints GM real proud, y'all.
Yeah, but if we win in the meantime, Pickle, I don't give a fuck. If
Yeah,
that's
Hey,
it-
yeah.
listen,
if
I
that's what
like
it
Robert
takes to
Hunt.
build the team.
If we
Come
had
on,
a ring, no,
I'm not
yeah,
out here
yeah.
pinching pennies, y'all. Come on now.
Yeah, now let me finish though. I'm not saying we shouldn't do this move. I'm not saying that. If he's willing, yeah, do it. But let's be real. Let's not make this a habit. That's what happened to Taylor Moton. We've done it repeatedly for multiple amount of years. Eventually, you have to bite the bullet. And the only reason why the Saints ain't bought the bullet yet, they keep kicking that can because that GM's going to up and retire or he's going to abandon ship. When that happens, whoever's there, that's going to be their problem, not his, because he won't be around to face it. He knows it. He knows it. He every year he debates whether he's
Yeah,
going to
that
retire
man's
or
a
not,
demon.
and he knows it.
Where's all this money that we don't? Who are we paying? It's just Moton and like Miles Sanders. Who are we paying?
We
A
had
lot
so
of
much
it's dead cap.
Yep.
A lot of it's in dead cap
Well,
because, and I think it's very smart, by the way, that we are paying all our dead cap in 1 year instead of breaking it down in multiple years.
Yep.
So let's be real clear. After this year, we virtually have no dead cap
Yes.
Okay.
till we start cutting people with contracts again, because we're going to have dead cap in the future. But because we haven't cut them yet. A lot of it's on those stupid 40-year contracts.
Yeah,
Yep.
Cody Wildin, apparently.
Like
Right now, this is the breakdown of who's getting paid what. It goes Taylor Moton, Robert Hunt, Derek Brown, and Damian Lewis, followed by Jadeveon Clowney.
You can save $8 million by cutting Jadeveon Clowney or trading him. Are you ready to cut and trade Jadeveon Clowney and save $8 million?
Go ahead and get that bum off the roster.
You can find Clowney's production level in the draft right now easy.
JJ called him a bum.
Yeah.
DJ Johnson replaced that production next year. I promise you. Year 3 DJ, man. That's the year, man.
Hey, I'll say DJ Wanham, I think he was worth his price. I will say that.
Yeah,
he was one of the few bright spots.
Yeah, when
hey man, thank you really quick. Hey, really quick, thank you to Stonewall, our brother, for the $4.99. It says continuity is the unbroken and consistent existence or operation of something over a period of time. Powerful, man. Continuity is something that we need, and if Bryce, like especially going back to Taylor Moton, if we're gonna continue to see the evolution of Bryce Young, the continuity, the unbroken consistency is going to be important to that offensive line, man. I think that's a big deal. Let me welcome in my brother Anthony back on the free for all. Ant, what's up, dude?
What's up, boys? How y'all doing today?
Chilling. How you living, man?
What up, Ant?
I'm all right. I'm good. I'm good. What's going on?
Yes, sir.
What up, man?
We've been talking about ways to free up some. Yeah, JJ.
Yeah, what's up,
buddy? What's up, bro? Yeah. Go ahead, Cody. Sorry.
No, we've been talking about ways to free up some money in the off season. We've talked about paying Jaycee Horn. We've talked about Taylor Moton and paying him another contract. And now we're talking about restructuring Robert Hunt. Any one of those, what's your take on them? And would you do it to free up money?
Dude, 100%. I've actually been talking a lot about this and trying to open people's eyes. Dan Morgan, the only long-term contracts he gave out last offseason are to people who he thinks are part of our long-term success, like Robert Hunt, Ashawn Robinson, Damian Lewis. Like, those are guys you can restructure because they're I think the guards are pretty young, and like they're a big part of the success going forward. So like you want to keep those guys on the team. It's a lot different, and I've mentioned this. It's a lot different than what we were doing with Fitter, where he was restructuring horrible players. So like we were having to pay all these guys down the line money, and that's why kind of last offseason we were kind of in a handicap. But I'm telling you guys, this offseason they're gonna take some swings, man. I'm telling you, like we if everything goes, if I trust Brent Tillis, I think we're gonna have around like $75 million in cap space this offseason, and I think a lot of the fan base is not tuned into that. Extend Jaycee Horn 100%. Restructure Taylor Moton. He's still playing like a really damn good top 10 right tackle. Like keep those guys on your team, man. Like Dan Morgan showed us, he's gonna pay these players. I know the Burns thing was different, but I don't see Jaycee Horn leaving us, man. I don't.
Yeah, and he wants to be here too.
Yeah,
he wants to be here. I think that matters too, man. He wants to be a part of that movement of seeing this team at its worst to actually turning it around and being a good team.
Look at Shot Tuttle.
100%. Like you have to keep players like that. You cannot let him. You gotta win the bidding war over him because I'm assuming some other. Oh wait, no, he's still under contract. But like, you gotta pay him. You gotta.
Yeah,
pay him.
you ain't trying to get to that point where you get the bidding war.
Shot Tuttle sitting right there as a meal ticket for somebody else to get signed. Go ahead and cut him.
Let me tell you. Let me add to that. If I'm going to tell you how you can save over $7 million. You can save a little over $7 million by cutting two players. That is Dane Jackson and Yoshi Newman. You can save over $7 million by cutting them two. And the way they played this year, cut their ass.
Yeah,
then you can place you can save another 6.5 million by cutting Shy Tuttle. That dude we picked up today is probably a good replacement for
He
Shy
already
Tuttle.
better.
Hey, that D lineman we done paid last offseason, he need to get his ass in shape. We gonna need Derek Brown this year.
Who? Who you talking
Big
about?
time. He said Derek Brown needs to
Derek
get in
Brown.
shape. He's hurt.
He been.
Oh, yeah.
He already in shape.
I hope so, Pickle. I really
He
do.
should have fresh
He
legs.
was
Hey,
on the
boys.
sidelines. He was on the sidelines during the games.
Oh,
So,
there it is.
boys, speaking of Derek Brown, he is next up on the list. And again, me and Tony debated on Tuesday if
So
Robert
look at
Hunt
that
would
perfect
be
transition.
willing to do this. And we also talked about would Derek Brown be willing to do this so recently after getting paid. But they're saying that it could save potential almost $10 million in money by restructuring Derek Brown. Do you think he would do this? And would the Panthers ask him to do
I
this?
think he
Yeah,
would do it.
because
100%.
sometimes whenever you do, they get a signing bonus instead of all of it just being pushed back. So
Man,
Yeah,
if we,
you get some upfront, you get some pushback, and then you get your pay up front
but
or
man,
throughout the season.
if we did free up almost 50 million extra dollars in free agent money, what player are we spending this on? Is this a receiver like T. Higgins?
Yeah,
If
that's
it's
what you're
not,
going
if
for.
it's not, what
I,
player is it?
I think it's multiple
To pay
signings.
to pay the few players we have on the team that need to be paid, like Jaycee and Taylor Moton, and then you'd probably go out shopping a little bit.
I think we've signed 2 big names at least, and then like a couple decent signings.
I hope it's on
Y'all,
the defensive side. Honestly, I really do. I
One
hope
of
it.
them will be. One of them will be on
Yeah.
defense.
Whether it's
I
like
don't
we
think,
trade for Patrick Queen or we sign like T. Higgins.
y'all. I don't think. I'm telling you guys. I think Dan Morgan likes the players in this draft on defense. Like, I really think he's gonna get a bunch of young defensive players. Like, I could still see him go after a good defensive player, but I'm telling you, y'all, like, I wide receiver still a need, and I don't think it's worth him taking at that pick. Like, I think he'd rather pick a defensive player at that pick. I feel like he could open up some space for a receiver and then like go heavy in the draft on defense. But I'd still like to see us take a shot and maybe Javon Holland, maybe. You never know.
Oh yeah,
though.
he's a good safety.
Yeah.
Dude, I mean,
Man, fuck
I'm
him.
hoping like a Zach, like the guy from Philly, Zach, was it Zach Bond, like someone like that.
Yeah, he's
Like,
a good linebacker.
throw some money on him. I don't care. Like, we need to pick up some guys on defense. I think you saw it last year with Dan Morgan getting 2 big guards. I think he goes defense this time. That's what I
Josh
think.
Sweat would be a good signing too.
Yeah.
Now,
was about to say.
D Money is in the chat, and he said he wants PV.
He better not look up the latest PV news. He's gone. He got a deal somewhere else.
Yeah, he did.
Oh, don't look at it, D Money. Say it
Had
loud,
to
bro.
do my
Don't look
dog
at it.
like that. He's probably looking it up right now. I'm not trolling you, bro. I'm
D
sorry.
Money also said 50 million. I'm making it rain all through free agency. I agree. Like I said, it'll be at least 2 big signings. If we free up that amount of money, it'll be a big
You
signing
got
on
50
offense
million. You
and
better go
defense.
buy Bryce a receiver.
Yep. And that'll what's
Sorry.
going to be, and then a
Yeah,
couple
which
more.
receiver though?
And it better be a good one.
It don't make a
Probably.
damn bit of
I
difference to
don't-
me. It better be worth
I don't
it.
want fucking Chris Godwin for
No, I
like
don't want Chris
26
Godwin. Not for
million.
no top
I
dollar.
don't think. Listen. I understand people want it, but I just I don't have a lot of hope you're going to get a good receiver. The closest you're going to get is T Higgins if he's hit free agency, and I just
Anybody
don't.
else there in the background?
I'd still take Chris Godwin, but here's the thing about that. He was complete. He had a down year, and Canales
Oh
has been
my
like
god.
Canales just does. Canales likes putting the best receiver in the
Nah.
slot a lot, and that didn't work out for him. So I don't know about him, to be honest.
I
No,
want that.
Canales put him on the outside. That was the problem. Canales don't be putting motherfuckers in the slot like that. I
But
don't
we
think.
need an outside receiver, though. I can't keep watching David Moore run go routes.
Man,
Now,
Yeah, we
now,
do
now,
need an
listen,
outside
listen.
receiver.
I
Yeah, I've been saying that.
disrespected David Moore a lot, but let's
Hey,
be
he
real.
showed up a few
Yeah,
times.
He had a
yeah,
nice
yeah.
I'm tired
He
of
did okay.
I'm
He did okay,
I'm tired
but
of
not.
watching David Moore too.
Yeah,
Like
I'm not.
that's the
Yeah,
thing.
I agree.
And I was pickle. I was the one who told you. I was like, you know what? David Moore isn't as bad as you think. You know, he'll be serviceable. He'll
Mhm.
and he did his thing a few times. But I'm tired of
Now,
watching him
but
too, bro. If I'm
right,
gonna be
in
honest, like
my opinion,
I can't do another season of that.
yeah, there's a lot of, and I'll just say this: there's a lot of fast receivers in the draft that could do what David Moore does. Not necessarily in the first or second round either. It's just squirrel wide. If you out there, brother, stay away from Xavier Leggett. When he says, "Come to the homie with me," don't go, bro. Don't go. He eats squirrel. Go ahead.
It's delicious though, Pepper.
Well, real squirrel might be, but squirrel wide. Don't go with XL, no matter if they teammates, bro.
Yeah,
Xavier skin squirrels naked.
I think we can get a wide receiver late in the draft. That'll be there, like 4th round. I think there'll be a couple wide receivers
Yeah.
still there.
Oh my god, bro!
Bro, that is not going to
4th
work out.
round,
I'm telling you.
4th
Third or fourth.
round.
Third or fourth.
Dog.
Listen, I trust the reports that have come out. I'm telling y'all, they're gonna follow the algorithm of what the other teams do in year 3. All right, you see some good stuff from your quarterback at the end of year 2, and you go out and you get that next level receiver, and then that's when things start really, really clicking for this offense.
Yeah,
I
but
think y'all
there is no next level receiver really on free agency. Maybe if T. Higgins gets there, but other than that, there's nobody.
Yeah, I
So
agree
you
with
gotta
that.
spend your 1st round pick on a weapon. It's as simple as that.
No,
Right.
I don't think so.
I think you spend your
Yeah,
money
it's not gonna
on
fall
the free
there, bro.
agency and
You don't
defense.
have
I
to.
think you spend it on defense, free agency, and then the draft. If McMillan falls to you, you pick him up.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
what I
think he's gonna
think.
fall there. But I mean, if he falls there, I'm for it. But I just don't think he's gonna fall to us.
There's
I
also
want
the trade
Burden.
market too, though. Like,
Luther
you don't know
Burden,
how
another one.
Yeah.
Is McMillan faster than XL?
He's just
Maybe,
better than
yeah.
XL. So
Well,
He is
okay,
better than XL.
that right away told me that y'all don't know. I don't know either. I'm just saying before we go draft McMillan. And like Jake said, I don't think he's going to be there anyway. So
Yeah, I
this
don't
is
think he'll
kind
be
of
there.
just bullshit talking. But let's understand something. If I don't want to draft somebody that we already have on the roster.
There is no way they're about to have Bryce Darn the David Moore and XL again for
yeah, there's
another
no
year.
Oh,
They
that's not.
might.
Oh, yeah, I agree with that.
They might.
Relying on Adam Thielen and a developing Jatavion Sanders,
And
bro. Like,
that's if
come
Adam
on.
Thielen don't retire.
Bro,
Give your damn quarterback a damn weapon, bro. Like, shit.
Unfortunately, there's really I don't know if there's really anybody this year, at least for free. If T. Higgins is there, maybe
That's
you do
the
it.
big one. Yeah.
Or
I agree. I agree, Chuck. I agree.
Oh,
If
don't
you
tell
get
me.
free agency,
We're going to
Cody,
sign
pull up the
Tommy
free
Tremble
agent
to a
list.
big deal.
yeah, right.
All right.
I'm telling you, there's not a wide selection of free agent wide receivers. I mean, there's
And
not.
Godwin's coming off a bad injury, y'all. So
Right.
I'm out on
But
that.
you got a bunch of old has-beens that maybe they can give you a good game or two, and then you got a bunch of young never had it anyway, guys.
Yeah, but I'm
older
just sick
vets.
of drop. I'm just sick of drop touchdowns and stuff. Like it.
Please
I agree to
stop
that.
dropping touchdowns.
I agree to that.
It's time to just get serious. Like I
Yeah.
watched Cam Newton all these years just with a bunch of landscapers, bro. Like I can't be doing the same. Adam Thielen, like we don't know how much slower he's gonna be after another year.
So how about this, right? Stephon Diggs,
I
free
swear to
agent.
God, Adam Thielen is playing the best ball of his career.
you know what? Should we let Stephon Diggs and Adam Thielen start together again?
No.
Do you know if you sign one of these so-called top level receivers, one of your younger guys are getting benched?
Hey, real quick, let me
Yeah,
welcome.
yeah.
Hold on, real quick. Let me welcome in Vegas Panthers Drew back into the free for all. Drew, what's up, man?
How much, boys? How's everybody doing?
Doing
All
good,
right.
brother. How are you, man?
Oh, another day.
I hear you,
Hanging
man. We're
in there.
talking about some of the things that the Panthers can do to make some more free agency dollars. And dude, we're gonna have a really good panel for the next little game that we're about to play here. But my question to you is, um, would you be in agreement with trying to restructure Derek Brown and Robert Hunt to save over $20 million?
Oh yeah, definitely. Like we have a lot of. I've seen it on some other websites that were talking about how they could restructure. I mean, if we need to restructure them for sure. I mean, if it's something where you're going to free up money, it's the way the league is. If you're not restructuring and kicking the can down the road, you're probably playing from outdated playbook, so to speak. Like you got to be able to work that cap a little bit when you need to. Granted, we don't. It's not like we're in dire straits right now because, I mean, at best, I think we could be outside chance of like if Bryce is continuing on his like trajectory, I think we're at least in the conversation to win our division. So I mean, you got to take some shots. Now, who you go after? Like, there's a lot of defensive players that are like a 1 or 2 year band aid, like safety and D tackle and stuff like that we could probably go after. But I mean, I know we were all I heard you guys all talking about wide receivers. I'm not a Diggs guy. No thanks. I mean, he's not fast. Like he's not any faster than as much shit as people give Thielen and that dude that's on that what's a QB school just rags on Thielen all the time.
Yeah,
Man, he's an aging old white guy that still is wide open against number one corners. So I don't care what anybody says. You don't need separation when you run good routes, man. You scheme and you run routes. You could get open. Like you could be open on plays. So I mean, Thielen's only got maybe a year left. I feel like if we keep him, he might be a trade candidate mid-year, even if we're doing well or doing poorly. Like he's like one of those guys I could see them getting rid of for like a 6th rounder or 5th rounder to Kansas City or to Buffalo or someone next year. But besides that, there's not a ton of top tier, like everybody's saying the top tier talent out there. I know you guys are Clemson. It's going to be what's his butt from from the Bengals. Oh, shit, why am I blanking on his name right now?
T. Higgins.
Yeah, Higgins.
Higgins.
Higgins is going to be the guy. I mean, everybody, but I feel like everybody was saying, like, why do you want to have the same players? Kind of get redundancies. I mean, he is a little similar to Coker or even XL, but he obviously has performed it at a higher level. I'm not really 100% sold on Higgins being a number one, but I mean, I sure as hell take him.
Yeah.
Like you can't be bad having a ton of talent. Like there's nothing wrong with that. But same with that dude, T-Mac, the guy from Arizona. Like if he runs a solid, I think he's one of those dudes. If he runs a 4.5 or 4.4 in the combine, like he's worth taking a look at. If say Carter and Mason Graham are gone, like he's a guy we got to take a look at because he's a weapon and he's got good hands. Like his hands have always been pretty solid. Watching his highlights and stuff. Like I'm cool with him. Like there's a lot of guys. I'm not cool with a safety in round 1.
Me neither.
I've seen that. That nonsense.
If we're gonna
trade
go
down,
defense,
What about a tight end?
if we're gonna go defense in round
there's no
1,
tight end worth
I
it. in round
I
one.
want to add to the defensive front 7. If we're gonna actually add to the defense,
You said there's
the
no
first round
tight end
pick.
worth it in the first round?
Yeah, who's the tight end round 1 that you want?
Tyler Warren.
Tyler Warren, I take, but I mean, he's like
Postal Loveland.
the bottom.
They some
Loveland.
pretty
Let me
good
let me get Anthony.
Andrew
Anthony, what were you gonna say earlier?
No, okay, so listen, I called in about this the other night. You can still upgrade the offense and the defense at the same time. We've seen these teams do it. Like, you just got to make the right move. So, like, I think the whole thing is that everyone's scared that if we go out and we pay, like, because T. Higgins is probably going to the top bidder. He's been on this franchise. He's been dealing with this bullshit stuff with this franchise for years now, where he's getting lowballed by the Bengals. So he's probably going to go to the top bidder. If you pay him, you can still upgrade the defense. And the second thing I want to say is, we got to pray. I saw some report that Aaron Glenn wants Aaron Rodgers back. I hope that's true, because I do not see Garrett Wilson signing a deal long term there. And I still think that's possible. And then the third thing, and then I'll pass the mic. If we draft like a Jalen Walker, I just hope he can translate to a different defense if he has to, because I don't necessarily know how long Evero's future is. Like, I don't want to draft a bunch of 3-4 players, and then I don't want to draft a bunch of 3-4 players, and then we get a new DC next year, and then it's like, oh, well, I want to do a 4-3, and it's like, well, like 5 of the starters on our defense don't really work in a 4-3. You see what I'm saying? So
you also got to remember, like, it's easy. It's sure a lot easier to find 4-3 defensive linemen than it is to find 3-4 defensive linemen.
Easier to rebuild.
100%. I'm just, that just scares me a little bit. But overall, guys, like, we've seen these teams upgrade their team in an offseason. We can do it, bro. We just gotta.
We've been from worst to first.
Now, you said Garrett Wilson isn't off the table to you. How much are you willing to trade for Garrett Wilson?
Well,
what you need.
You would get him. You'd have him.
I'd trade 2 first-round picks and pay him $30 a year.
You got 2 years of him on a reasonable salary. You're assuming, like, if all goes well with Bryce, which I hope it would, because he seems to like Bryce. You probably pay him after how he does next year. You get him under contract. I'd probably trade him the 2026 first-round pick, maybe a second or a third.
I'd send them 3 second-round picks, because we suck at second-round picks anyway. So send them 3 of them.
Make it 4.
As far as you said to the quarterback school, I'll just say this: I have zero respect for O.G. Sullivan. He was a third-string quarterback his entire NFL career. His best quarterback play came when he was in NFL Europe. That's like listening. That's like Matt Moore starting a website saying, if you want to be a professional quarterback, listen to me. What the fuck would you know about professional quarterback? That's the gospel truth. That would be very similar to Calvin Benjamin starting a school, just showing everybody how to be a all-pro wide receiver when he was never an all-pro wide receiver. That's just a level of disrespect I have for O.J. Sullivan. I told him that multiple times. I am now blocked on all forums to communicate with that motherfucker. I have zero respect for him, period.
Damn it, Pickle.
I didn't think about who you were talking about for a minute.
Steve Smith said some folks are just guys. O.J. Sullivan was not even a guy. He was not even a jag. I mean, I shit you not. The Green Bay Packers in 2005 traded Mike McKenzie and a second-round pick. O.J. Sullivan was an inactive for 11 games as a third QB. He would when he finally got on the field in his first career game was January 2nd. The season final. He took a knee twice. That was all. That's all he did, was take a knee twice. Best play he ever did was take a knee at the end of a game.
I'm sure he has some good plays in practice, Pickle.
Yeah, I doubt that. I doubt that. The Chicago Bears cut him in practice squad.
Oh, damn.
I don't even know.
The Packers cut him. The Packers cut him. And he was picked up by the Bears.
Yo.
He practiced in one practice and was cut off.
Pickle, are you talking about JT O'Sullivan?
Yes, I am.
You said OJ. I was like, who was he talking about?
OJ, S.U.A. Sullivan. How's that?
Entertainment purposes only.
All right, I'll take it all back. He was cheeks. You can fry him.
I mean, I understand he's got this website or this YouTube page, and he really has got a lot of folks thinking that he's so smart.
Oh, I'm sure he's a QB guru.
And I'll let you know the reason why The reason why he don't like Adam Thielen, because Adam Thielen told him one day that you're an idiot. You're a
Well,
third
he
string
is.
nobody. Stay
Yeah,
on the
probably.
corner. He was inactive as a inactive as a third string quarterback for the Vikings when they had Dante Culpepper, right? In 06.
Wow.
Right? He
Hell of a
came
year.
in. He came in one day at the Vikings practice and was trying to tell everybody what to do. And he was even trying to tell Adam Thielen ways you can help your quarterback better. Adam Thielen looked at him and said, "You're an idiot. You're a third string quarterback. That's all you ever were, and you
Yeah,
weren't
you
even
tell
good
him,
at that
Adam.
because you kept getting cut." And of course, he don't like Adam Thielen.
How much of a douche do you have to be to piss Adam off, for God's sakes?
He seems
I
like
mean,
a pretty cool dude. But listen,
I bet
he's an
Adam
idiot.
don't even like
listen,
Bryce
we have
for it.
enough people on here now that this is going to be a really fun discussion. We played this on Tuesday night. I got this from the Panthers subreddit, and this made for a really interesting conversation, and I felt like it was worth doing here on the free for all. We're going to go through each of these columns row by row, and we're going to pick a player that matches each column and each row. So, for example, a good player loved by fans. This should be the easiest one for everyone to do. You should have a bunch of different names that you can fit right here, and we can kind of go back and forth. And we're going to go through each one of them. We'll try and, you don't have to be fast, but
Can I
we're
go
going to
first?
try and get through everyone here.
I got my spreadsheet ready, Cody. Let's
Yeah,
get it.
all right, go ahead. Go ahead. Let's go JJ first, since his team is a champion. He has earned it. Go ahead, JJ.
All right, first is all right. I got a good player who was loved by fans, and every time he made a play, we yelled his name, whether he was at the game or on the couch. Give me Luke Kuechly.
Luke, good player, loved by fans. It doesn't get easier than that.
That
Let's
was
go,
mine.
Cole. Let's go,
That was
Cole.
mine as well. I went Kuechly. Do I need to do another one?
Um,
I'll do another one if you want me to. You can
yeah,
put
yeah.
you
Give
can
me
put
a-
Thomas Davis right up there with him.
All right, yeah. Thomas Davis would be another one. Oh
Cam
man,
Newton.
that's a great one too. Good player, loved by fans.
Yeah, I think more so loved by the fans, but still a good player.
Yep. Jake, who say you, man?
Cam Newton.
Cam. Now this is interesting, because on the subreddit they had Cam under good player. Fans are divided
Guess
because
what?
they say a lot of people don't like Cam, and that is the truth. A lot of people don't.
That's
like
what
Cam.
he is on my list, Cody. Even though you know
Yeah,
how I
I
feel
mean,
about Cam, I love Cam, but
understand
that's
that
how it is
too.
on my
Okay.
list because I know how motherfuckers are.
I have him on fans are divided. That's where I got
Yeah, that you too, huh? Good
Yeah.
and divided. That's
Yeah.
what
All
I
right,
got.
let me go to Anthony. Anthony, who's a good player that is loved by the fans?
I'm surprised no one brought this guy up, but he was one of my favorite players, Greg Olson.
Yeah, that's what I said
Yeah.
on Tuesday.
Yeah, I think he's
Greg
loved by
Olson, baby, that's a perfect one.
so reliable. Yeah.
Yes, sir. Alex,
Yeah,
814
facts. Shout out
Panthers.
Greg. He do
Love
his
Greg.
job way better than Tom Brady.
Oh, dude, I miss Greg in the commentary booth. Something fierce. Definitely. Alex, who is a good Panther player loved by fans?
Oh, Smitty, Steve Smith.
Smitty.
Woo! Steve Smith.
Hell no, fuck Steve Smith.
And by the way, I mean you're allowed.
Shut
I
up,
mean,
JJ.
have a different player if you have a different player if you can, but if you can't, if you have
Because I
one
damn sure
that
had Kuechly on mine. I
if
feel
you have one that you know and love that can go right there, it doesn't matter if it's a repeat though. So just
it's all good.
whatever
You can say
level.
two then. You can say one that's
Yeah.
already there. And then
Let me go to my brother D's little skills. D's, who was a good player, loved by fans.
Simple answer for me, Cody, number 51, Sam Mills, enshrined in the Hall of Fame last season. Give me Sam Mills.
Sam Mills. That's a great one. I didn't even think about that one. How could I not? Shame on me, man. That's a perfect one. Panther Pickle. A good player loved by fans.
Julius Peppers.
There we go. Julius Peppers. Yeah, I see him a lot in the chat. Tyree Ross is Jonathan Stewart. That's
Good
another
answer.
great one too. Has anyone who I have not called on? I think I called on everyone. Yeah,
Are we
mine
only
was.
doing good players?
No,
low
we're
guys?
doing all of them. We're doing good player,
Okay.
average player, bad player, and we're going through every single column. So, JJ, who is a good player where fans are divided on them?
Dante Jackson. He was an average player, I guess. The fans were divided on.
Okay. Yeah, I mean,
Nah,
That was
Dante.
the
he's
I
first.
mean,
fucking. Nah, he's bad player. I hated that dude. I'm sorry.
He's a bad
Mm.
player in my opinion, but some players actually like. There's actually a large amount of Panther fans that think he was a good player still.
So are we doing average player fans are divided or good
Yeah.
player?
Say which
Well-
one we're on again, Cody. My fault.
right now, I would say we're good player fans are divided.
Good
I
and
got
divided.
Oh, good player. Oh, okay, all right.
D'Angelo
I thought
Williams.
JJ answered it wrong. All right, do it again, JJ. Who do you think's a
Yeah.
good player that the fans are divided on?
Good divided on. It's kind of hard because it feels like all the good players in Carolina got their credit, at least by our fans. Maybe not by the national media. Feels like the obvious answer is Cam, because there was still
That's
Cam,
what
like,
I had.
I got
even later in his career when he was getting like injured and shit. Like there was a small amount of people who'd be like saying Kyle. Y'all remember that
Oh, this
Kyle
is a good one.
Allen? Y'all remember when
Mhm.
that Kyle Allen community, they used to be like, oh, he was the next guy. Or Taylor Heineke was going to be the guy. And I bet there was plenty of times where people thought
Yeah,
someone was going to be the guy outside of Cam.
there's
He
there's a
always got
bunch of
disrespect.
there's a
I
bunch
agree
of
with
really
D-Money.
good ones for
I
this.
agree with D Money right here, Cody.
With
What did D-Money say?
Greg Hardy.
And
Greg
the
Hardy
only
fans
reason why
divided.
fans are divided is
I had Hardy, but not
of
there.
I liked Hardy, and when he got into his issues, I don't like how he handled those issues.
See,
and
Pickle, he
that's
was
why
on my
he's-
good. He was on my good player hated, but he is on my list though.
That's what I'm saying. He's on there, and I understand. You know, it's like D'Angelo Williams. I like D'Angelo Williams. He's a good player, but I think he would go on the fans are divided list
That's what I
because
said.
Yes,
because
he got
he's-
annoying. You can say it.
he got annoying, and when he left here, he took it very personal. He took it that they kicked his mama, they beat up his dog, they spit at his daughter. That's why he took his being cut here. And
It was a little ugly breakup, wasn't it?
I got one guy that I think I would put
Yeah,
there.
go ahead, Alex.
I mean,
Oh,
like, cause it's
I
weird
know
because like
another one.
Well,
I
hold
guess
on, hold
like,
on, JJ. Go ahead, Alex.
I guess because like good player, I'm not thinking when I think good player, I don't know if it's like you're saying because there's levels, I guess, to it, but
You might as well throw great and everything in here because there's
Okay,
no.
so
I
like
mean,
great-
listen,
there's
all
no
of this
great,
is
there's no
subject. All
great
of
player on
yeah,
this
all of this
metric
is
system.
subjective anyway. But just
I
sort
got
of,
Hall of Famers as good players.
yeah,
if
like
that
yeah,
helps
we're,
you.
I got one.
yeah, we're gonna be able to discuss it back and forth. But it's pretty broad. Go ahead, Alex.
I don't know. I mean, I guess good player. I don't have him as good. I'd have him as average. So I'll skip myself on this one. But I think
Okay, you want
fans
me, you want
like
me to come
him.
back to you?
Yeah, I think
Or-
fans
or-
like him, but he was just an average player for
All
us.
right.
So
Do you have another? Do you have another player that's you thought was a good player, but fans were divided on?
I
I
mine
have
was
another
that-
one right now. I have another one that I feel like could go right here. I would say Starla
I
Tulele.
think.
Yeah.
Oh, you were gonna say him.
Well,
I was
the
gonna
reason
say
why
the-
the reason why I would say Star is because people sort of got on his case. He was a first round pick, and he was never much of a pass rusher. Sort of similar to Derek Brown. Now that you think about it, but
I think.
I
you
think
saw
Brown,
you saw how
Brown-
important you saw how important he was the minute he was no longer on this team. So yeah, that's why I would say good player fans are divided for
I
Star.
had Chris Gamble. That was my good player fans are. I think he's a good. Really, he was one of our better corners, but I think a lot of people were
Okay.
divided by him because he had a lot of injuries. So I honestly thought he would,
I don't recall him missing a lot of games though.
Pickle, I'm with you though. This is where I had Cam, unfortunately, even though I'm looking at his jersey
Right.
and he's my
All right,
second
go ahead, Cole.
favorite player.
Why do you say
mean,
Cam?
I
Because
think it's just Cam because of everything, like the way he just came back, and then
Yeah.
I think a lot of it is natural quarterback shit, Cody, I mean, they shouldered the load, wins, losses, everything's always on them, and Cam had a lot of that kind of burden.
Yeah.
And then it's just everything else, and he's my second favorite player or third all time in team history.
By the way, if any
he
of you
always
have-
caused that division. There was always it felt like
Yeah.
it was Cam fans and non-Cam fans. So, I
So
feel
listen,
like he
if any
deserved
of
it.
you have,
a lot of fans,
if any of you have Hulu, Cam Newton is on this new show.
That's
called
cool as
Special
hell, by the way.
Forces.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, I highly recommend that. Cam is fucking hilarious on this show, dude. This most recent episode, but he had me dying the way he abandoned that course, bro. You have to see it, dude. It was the funniest shit I've ever seen. But it's been very open and honest on that show too. But yeah, y'all check it out. It's good television. But yeah, fans are definitely divided on.
And it's crazy because it definitely shouldn't be like that.
No, man, he's the best quarterback in our history to this point.
Easily.
Man. By far, no question. Well, another one's James Bradbury. That's another good one.
Oh yeah, that's a
good
good
answer.
one right
That's
there,
a good
Cody.
answer.
Yeah.
I was gonna say D'Angelo Williams.
That's a good answer.
I know a lot of people don't.
Ooh.
Yeah, they don't like him.
I
after
got
the way he departed.
frustrated with D'Angelo's plays, so I'm on that list. I was
Okay.
hating on D'Angelo.
I've heard
there
that
at
a
one
lot.
point.
Yeah, even though he was a good player at one point for sure.
Yeah.
These your skills. Who's a good player that fans are divided on?
Well, Cheshire Cat in the chat, he kind of nailed it for me with Shaq Thompson. Shaq Thompson catches a lot of hate, and I wrote an article a couple years ago for the for CarolinaCatChronicles.com, leading out to how Shaq Thompson could have had a record-breaking year 2 years ago, but unfortunately got injured last year and this year, and it really changed the trajectory of Shaq Thompson. But I was thinking him as one where fans are divided because a lot of fans feel the same way about Shaq Thompson right now as they did about Dante Jackson last year, to be honest, guys.
Yeah. Fans have always been very divided on Shaq. You know, he was brought in at the very beginning of Luke and TD, and then it was sort of unfair, but he sort of failed to live up to the memory of those two collectively, which was always hard to do. I mean, two of the best linebackers in our history ever.
We was spoiled, Cody.
Yeah, we were.
Shaq Thompson's a good player.
Oh,
Shaq Thompson's popping up on my list too. I'm gonna hold out. I got a rebuttal for that.
No.
All right, I feel it.
Shaq Thompson is an average player. The fans are divided on.
Oh man.
See, I got an argument against that too.
You ain't got him as a bad player.
Because
I know
he's
you
an
ain't got him as a
average.
bad player.
I got him as average and loved.
Let me finish. He's an average player but that's not disrespected. That's average players because people had their expectations set at Luke Kuechly and Thomas Davis. He was never that. He was never going to be that. Not being mean, but when his best times of his career is when he was the third wheel to them. And whenever he came in either at middle or outside because one of them were hurt, and he played next to the other. Okay, that was his best career. That just makes him an average player. That doesn't mean he's great. We had a linebacker when we drafted Shaq.
But did you have him hated though, Pickle, or loved?
I had him divided by fans.
Okay, I had average and loved on Shaq.
Okay, but the linebacker that Shaq actually replaced fit that role just fine. But again, Shaq was David Gettleman has his eyes set on an offensive tackle, and right before somebody took him. And if you know David Gettleman, once somebody takes the guy David Gettleman wanted, he didn't have any answers after that. He didn't have no answers after that. He flipped through the Rolodex to figure out who he was going to draft that. But I'm going to throw one that's going to be as controversial, Cody. Are you ready?
Yeah. Go ahead.
Josh Norman was an average player loved by fans because not take away his 1 year, he was an average player. Take away that 1 year. he was an average player.
I think that's
But
where I
fans
had.
loved him.
Yeah,
Fans
that's
loved him.
about where I had Jano on the Tuesday show too.
That's not true.
Yeah.
That's
Well, hold on,
not
wait,
true.
we're getting ahead of
Yeah,
ourselves though.
Yeah, we are.
Josh
Hold on,
Norman-
hold on, wait,
Playing this
Big
game.
Josh
You
Norman- hold
gotta
on,
scale
Josh-
it back.
Big
Josh
just decides what rules he's gonna
Josh
The
play
man
Norman
by.
was a
hijacked
good
it.
player.
Yeah, just
Josh
has
Norman was a good player
description.
his first 2 years in Washington. So he
I
had
didn't
like
have-
a 3-year stretch where
I'm
he
kind
was
of
a good
surprised
player.
I don't have J-No on my list at all anywhere, but I don't.
All right, hold on. Before we get ahead of ourselves, wait, was there anyone who didn't have a pick for good player? Fans are divided, or did everyone got their pick? I
Sorry.
feel like.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Who's a good player where they're hated by fans? This one.
I got
This
it.
one. All right. I
got it.
said one on the Tuesday
I
show.
swear to
I'm
God,
not going to
if
say it
someone
yet.
says James Bradbury, I'm gonna. No, I
All
swear.
right. I mean, that's not a bad one. Who is a
I
good
was saying
player?
that just to get your goat up.
Who is a good
He is
player
not a good
that is
player.
hated by fans?
I'm gonna tell you right now. I got one right now, and
Okay.
you guys might disagree with me that he's a good player, but I know he's hated by fans, and I think he's a good player. Is Baker Mayfield?
Oh.
Call it like you may, but he's a good player.
All right. Hey, that's not a bad one, dude. Especially
If he
considering.
plays for a division rival, he's a hated player.
No, you're right. That's a great one. That's a great one. JJ, who's a good Panther player that's hated by fans?
Hated.
I know it's tough, man. To me, there's only a few people that fit this category.
I had to think outside the box. I found one.
Greg Hardy.
Xavier Leggett.
Shut
There
up,
we
dude.
go. The rookie. I'm gonna go with the rookie because he's gotten a lot of hate this year.
That comes.
For his drops, and he did. You know, he had his down moments, that's for sure. But I mean, like if we sat there and said he left us with no promise to look forward to in the future, I feel like that would be cap. He showed some good things throughout the year as well. So, you know what? Like, I think people are just being too much of haters, you know, just because he wasn't an immediate success like we see so often around the league. But
Yeah.
listen, man, sometimes we got to be grateful for what we got and what we can have. So, you know,
Okay.
just give things some time.
Tyree Ross is brave enough to say Bryce Young. Good player hated by fans. Hey, he's not. Hey, especially if he ends up continuing to get better, that's not wrong at all, man. Cole, who you have as a good player hated by fans?
Jake said it a second ago, but it was an easy one for me. Greg Hardy.
Yep.
Greg Hardy. All right. Jake, who said you, man? Who's a good player hated by fans?
Greg. I mean, Greg Hardy. I can't. I'm
Yeah,
trying to
I
think of
can do
another
that.
one.
Double down, Ray Caruth.
I got him on my list. He's
that's-
coming.
Yeah. He's on my list
Yeah,
too.
nobody forgot about old fucked up Ray Caruth.
Yeah, he's a
Yeah,
really
he's
bad
on
player, hated by fans for me.
Yeah,
Yes, sir.
yeah. That's probably a little bit lower on the list.
Now, a lot of people, some folks don't even know who he is, and when they look it
probably
up,
better you
they
don't.
they don't see. They see
Yeah.
the headline, what they see. They don't see the player on the field.
Yeah.
That's where that one is. Because you can't Google his name and very seldom find anything where he
Yeah,
actually
anything
played.
with his stats and shit.
Yeah.
So how could you after him?
Yeah.
Let me see. My brother Diesel Skills, who is a good player that is hated by fans.
Man, early in Cam Newton's career, at some of the games, I saw some garbage stuff. Fans calling for Derek Anderson used to play behind him, wanting him to come out and play instead of Cam Newton. So Cam Newton caught some hate from some fans, and he was definitely a great player and not a good one. Other than that, I like the Captain Muddlin in the chat. That was a good answer. Not really from what he did on the field, but what happened afterwards. He was hated by some fans, and probably diversely, he deserved it in a lot of ways for what he did. But yeah, those two right there would be my answer.
Yeah.
I got one, Cody. I'm sorry. Is it
All
my
right, go
turn?
ahead, Bill. Yeah, go ahead.
Charles Johnson was a good player, and he was hated by fans because he got a contract.
That is true.
That is actually a
Cam
good
sure
one.
got his money when he was here.
Yeah.
Charles, yeah, I mean, yeah, you're right. Especially when he got paid, and it was big
Yeah.
money. Charles
What I would
Johnson.
give for a Charles
Yep.
Johnson, even right
I
now,
know,
on
right
the defensive
now.
line.
Yep.
Is there anyone I have not called? Jake went, Deez went, Cole went, Pickle. So I'm surprised no one said the one I said on Tuesday.
What'd you say on Tuesday?
I said D'Angelo Williams
Yeah,
because of all the
he's
shit
one
he
of those
talked
guys
about.
that can be all over this list.
Because he
He-
talked,
yeah.
he talked a
All over
lot
this
of
list.
shit
He was
about
my first
Panthers
football jersey.
players, about Panthers players
He was
and
ugly.
Panthers fans.
I have a little
Yeah,
disdain for him.
that
I've never
that
really liked
that
him.
got bad. That got bad. Pickle, who did you say? You said Josh Norman was the average player loved by fans, right?
Right.
All right, so now we're going to average player loved by fans. Pickle, you said Josh Norman.
Right.
Let's switch it up. Diesel Skills, who are you saying is an average player loved by fans?
Man, I ain't trying to hurt nobody's feelings tonight. I really ain't. I love everybody in the C3 Legion. But right here, I'm going to have to go to Jake DeLone. I remember having my friends and my family all gathered around for that playoff game versus the Cardinals. He threw those 6 interceptions, and it just changed everything from there on. I guess it's Jake DeLone as much as I love him, and I certainly do.
Jay DeLone. I think that's a good one, man. Jake was never him, but he was certainly good enough for what the Panthers were trying to do. And we damn near won a Super Bowl. He's still one of the most exciting, high scoring offensive Super Bowls ever.
He fit what Fox wanted. And I remember, and I'm not trying to seem, I remember when a draft come up and people were screaming for us to take this quarterback that was available. And John Fox called him up and said he was dropping in the draft. And Fox said, "We like you." Some of the fans or some folks on the chat or even here may know who I'm talking about. Fox said, "We like you. We've got you rated very high." But here, we want our quarterback to be what Jake's offering us. You would be a wasted here, and you wouldn't like it here. So we're going to pass you on, but it's not because we don't like you. That quarterback has said to that day that he's always respected John Fox for his honesty.
Mhm.
But we took Thomas Davis instead of Aaron Rodgers that day because he's right. An excellent quarterback with a lot of gifted arm would have been wasted under John Fox because John Fox would have never used him in any other way but the way he used Jake. Hand the ball off, throw it occasionally.
Let me go to Cole, who is a good player that is loved by fans. Or no, average player loved by fans. I said good or average. I would say
average.
I know, man. See, I'm
This
keeping you on your toes. That's all.
Good, bro. This is where I'm gonna go the exact opposite of what my brother D said. I actually want to put Shaq Thompson right here. I think he is an average player, and for the most part, even though he did not live up to the expectations of Thomas Davis and Luke Kuechly, that's probably not fair to put him on that kind of pedestal. He is from that era, man, so he has played with our legendary linebackers, so I feel like he's a little personable to our fans, and he's like the last person that we can hold on to from that era. So that's why I have him loved, and he's an average player, but he's been not a journeyman, but he's been service for us for a long time, and we got to be appreciative of him.
All right.
Getting to that point with Shaq.
I want to re-sign him.
But I do not want him back next year. With that being said.
I do.
He said
one more year. Give me one
more year. One more
if
year.
If he comes back, we need to draft 2 linebackers.
What's that Wolf of Wall Street meme? I'm not fucking leaving.
He gonna post that on Twitter. He gonna post that on Twitter.
I saw a video with his face on that audio. That's crazy you said that.
No, that's just hilarious. Jake, what say you, man? Who's an average player? Okay. Okay, that's not a bad one. Not a bad one at all. JJ, you still with me?
Yeah, you damn right. I'm still with you.
Hell yeah, dog.
How could y'all miss this layup, bro? An average player that is loved by fans is Bryce Young. Come on now, that was the biggest layup. That was the easiest layup.
Oh shit!
Not everybody loves Bryce Young. I can
Well,
direct
I
you
tell
to
you what,
podcasts that will
most of
tell you
this,
they don't love Bryce
most
Young.
of this fan base does for the most part,
Some people
especially
might
after the
say
way,
he
especially
needs
after the
to.
way he ended the season. But
There are those who would
I
say still he needs to wait one more row, but that's
he's
not me
got one bad
saying.
year, one good year, and you know one good year is kind of a stretch, but still, we'll give it to him.
True fact.
Because of the way he ended it, not started it. Um, but yeah, I think it's fair to say he's at least an average player. Because last year we couldn't even call him that. So yeah,
By the way, there's some great
yeah,
names
that was my pick.
great names in the chat too, man. Ricky Pro, Mike Manter, some real good ones. Hey man, let me welcome in my friend from the 704 Charlotte Bound show, Twan Don, back on the free for all. Twan, what's up, brother?
Yes, sir, man. What's going
Mike
on, Cody?
Benner.
How you living, brother?
What up, Twan?
Yeah, yo,
How you
man.
feeling? How you feeling?
Feeling good, man. I don't know if you see the little game we're playing here, picking a average player right now that's loved by fans. Is there a Carolina Panther that stands out to you who fits that bill? Who was an average player, not good, not bad, but the fans loved him?
That's a good question.
I know. That's why I knew this would be good for a free for all.
It's a good mental exercise.
I mean, I guess Jansen. He's a damn long snapper.
All right. No, that's not a bad one at all.
I mean, we love him, but he don't really do shit.
Yeah, you're right. Nah, Panthers, JJ Jansen's the man. The longest tenured Panther player ever.
Yeah, we love him.
Yeah, we love that dude.
He doesn't do anything good or bad.
Just like there.
That was everyone, right? Everyone got in on the average player. Loved by fan. If I didn't, just say something. Also, great names being mentioned in the chat too. Ryan Khalil. I couldn't even say.
I don't agree with a lot of these names.
Jeremy Shockey.
I guess I'll
You could
just
poke at every
my
answer
mouth.
if you really wanted to, Pickle.
So,
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. There's a little bit of a point to be made.
There's a lot of wiggle room with this shit.
Yeah.
Ryan Khalil's an average player.
I wouldn't say
that's what
I mean that's a lot of these folks, and no disrespect,
he was
never
a great
seen
player,
these
not
players
good,
play, or they seen the tail end of a guy's career.
Yeah,
and,
that might be what it is.
I mean, let me put it this way: there's a guy at work. He's 18 years old. He don't watch a lot of football, but he's just recently started watching football. And as a child, he remembers watching the tail end of Cam Newton's career, saying Cam Newton was a bum because he was always hurt.
Yeah, he
never saw the other part.
Yeah, and you're right.
In
the later years of Ryan Khalil's career, dude, he was sleeping
your
on
eyes
his
can
pillow.
have a bias if that's
Dude, he
what
was
you
sleeping on his pillow the wrong way and hurting his neck
Bro,
and
was
getting
crazy.
injured and shit. So yeah,
I know somebody else.
Early in his career, he was called the best center of the league multiple times.
Yeah.
Was elected to multiple Pro Bowls over it.
Yeah,
Cam's, Cam's backup, Anderson. You know what I'm saying? He was mediocre, but we loved him. The guy that backed up Cam, every time Cam came to the side. Yeah, Derek Anderson.
I didn't like him.
I don't know if
I like DA. DA did have love in the fan base. That's a good answer.
I would almost say Derek Anderson is
Hey, he had to come in the game I went to when we beat the shit out of Atlanta. He threw a touchdown pass.
He got a couple wins for us.
I would say more fans divided rather than fans love for Derek Anderson, but that's not
really. Why the negative disdain for DA?
I would say that people love him. You know what I mean?
He wasn't as good. He wasn't to me, DA. And I did not like DA, but so many people thought DA was a massively great starter, just sitting on the bench because he was so low to the team. Sons of bitches.
You really some team.
DA was not a good quarterback by any standards, and people rated him. Well, look, he went in twice and beat Tampa Bay. I said, well, they sucked anyway.
If you guys remember, two teams wanted him to be their starter. But he said he chose to back up Cam. He said no to him.
I rock with DA.
He said life was better in Carolina, bro. So that's why he wanted to shoot.
All he was doing was holding the clipboard. I mean, come on. He was getting paid good money holding the clipboard.
But we loved him, you know.
We could have had a lot worse backup.
Yeah, he did all the basketball shots with Cam on the side and shit. And whenever we needed him, I mean, he gave us some quality minutes.
Yeah.
He's good for about 1 or 2 games a year if you need him.
Yeah, that's all we needed, you know.
I agree with Jake though. Star Lugale was just an average fan rated because even
that's because he didn't live up to what he was supposed to be either. That's the problem.
Even when we let him go into free agency, it wasn't that they drafted they drafted the wrong guy to replace him. Instead of drafting
he was a good
Butler,
player.
they should have drafted my opinion. They should have drafted Chris Jones.
Star was all that.
They should have drafted Chris Jones.
He ain't average at all.
I thought he was.
Nah, man. He went to the Pro Bowl like 3 times, didn't he?
No, he didn't.
I love Star, bro. That motherfucker was a beast.
Yeah, Star was the man. That's why I had him as a great player.
It's your all's opinion, and you have a right to that. However you want.
I
remember a lot of these.
That's what I said. I remember.
Now, see, Mike Tolbert was just an average player, but he was
I love Tolbert too, bro. The bowling ball.
I mean, to me, and I'm not saying he was average bad, but for example, Mike Tolbert lined up at fullback. He was really a running back, and the only reason why they gave him the fullback job is because he would sign here. He wanted to be a starter, so Ron Rivera said, "Well, you come here, and I'll give you the starting fullback row, and here's why we're going fullback." And Mike Tolbert said, "Okay, sure." So that's the only reason why he lined up a fullback. When later a few years into his career, they tried to use Mike Tolbert as a blocking fullback in the I formation. Failed miserably.
No, he was too good.
So he wasn't that kind of fullback. But
to be honest with you, average players don't even play.
I mean, and a lot of it's what Cody say. It's how it's. I'm not using the exact words. A lot of it is conjecture, how you see them. You know,
I love Tolbert.
Yes,
I love Tolbert.
Yeah, a lot of it's how you see them. You know, like JJ said that Bradbury was what you call him, average or something of that.
No, he is a bad player, in my
okay. Yeah, that's the way you see him. And to me personally,
he was a bad player.
Nah, he's objectively an average player, but like.
He might be a bad player. I understand because JJ classifies a corner.
He's a bad player.
Like Calvin Benjamin. I would classify Calvin Benjamin as a below average player.
He's definitely a bad player.
I'd say fans are divided. Some fans love him.
That's a damn good one to be on the divided list.
I always said he was a tight end that couldn't block. That's the only reason why he played wide receiver, because he couldn't block as a tight end.
Well, we loved him in his first year. We did. It's when he came back fat. Then I
never saw the talent y'all did, but I
started hitting too good.
He's still living off that rookie year.
Niggas, bro. To be honest with you, a lot of us we didn't fuck with Benjamin no more after he got into it with Cam.
Nope.
No, that didn't help his case.
That's when he was dead to us.
Yep.
Yeah.
What little bit of whatever he had left, it was over after that.
You really burnt the bridge there.
Yeah. Bro, we was like, we done with you, bro.
I love how Thomas Davis handled that. TV said, all right,
I need an accurate quarterback now. Meanwhile, you was with a rookie Josh Allen. Yo, stupid ass.
Man, Cam did everything for that dude with his whatever the short career that he had, bro.
Hey, and you remember Booger McFarland said he was a Popeye's biscuit away from a tight end?
Yeah.
That's wild, son.
Extra icing.
God.
But when we saw him come back to practice, we was like, man, damn.
What are you doing, KB?
He was barely fitting his damn jersey, man.
Yeah, he would have
That
played a
brother did
better
not
left
go
tackle
to
His
the
that
jersey
year.
was a
gym.
crop
He
top.
would have played a better left tackle
This
that
dude was
year.
skinny as hell at Florida
But he
State,
still
bro.
couldn't draft.
He really
He
was.
still couldn't block. He might have got bigger, but he couldn't block.
Yeah.
Remember
Going
when
on
he
the
showed up
pickle
for
diet.
Giants? Remember he
He went
showed up
on
for
my
Giants camp,
diet.
and Joe Judge stood at the door and wouldn't let him in, and made Gettleman stand over there in the corner.
Mm-hmm.
That's wild.
He did what I did, where you get the two honey buns and you put a bunch of like
Hey,
breakfast
let me
food in
welcome
between
Kyle
it.
to the show. Kyle, welcome to the
What's
Friday.
up, Kyle?
How are you, man?
What's up, Kyle?
What's up, fellas?
Chilling. We're just running through this, and look, man, we're just jumping around. I'm trying to keep it on the line, but everyone's picking and choosing which one they want to do. Right now, we're on average player that's loved by fans. Kyle, is there a Panther player that fits that bill to you?
Clowney.
Oh, okay, y'all discuss.
That's kind of true. I don't like him, but I don't love him. But he's
I don't really love him.
I tell you who
I
does
really
love
don't.
him. Kevin. Where's Kevin at? He loves him.
He's not the only one.
Kevin loves
No,
everybody.
I agree, Kyle. He's not the only one. There's a bunch. I mean,
He's not the only one. There were so many dick riders when Clowney came to town, and he was
That's
just
true.
average.
they were all South Carolina Gamecock fans too.
yes, they was.
Yeah, man.
Not
It
wrong.
was like, oh my god, we got the guy who did the one hit. That's cool.
Yeah, Michigan shit.
When I was in high school.
I like Clowney when he actually shows up to play. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He don't always show up to play, man.
It just didn't do nothing for me, Twan, because we just chased and chased and chased his ass for so many years, and
They
now we
had
just
that
get
man dropping back.
feels like it's his leftovers now.
Mm-hmm. That's a fact.
Yes. Our outside linebackers drop in coverage, boys. That's what outside linebackers in a 3-4 do.
I
I
know.
don't
That-
like
that's
the
part-
damn
that's
three
part
for
of the
that
scheme.
simple fucking
If you
reason.
don't want them to do that, then do what me and Cole's do and stand under the corner and scream to move back to a 4-3 defense.
Yeah, nobody's ever gonna listen to us, but I'm gonna keep screaming.
That's exactly what a 3-4 does.
I would love to go back to a 4-3, man.
Man, Twan, please, bro.
But like,
I'm
but I'm gonna be
desperate.
honest with you. What I ultimately want out of a defensive coordinator is a guy who knows when to put you in what defense. That's why we loved about Luke Kuechly and why he's gonna always be the greatest. Because Luke Kuechly, I don't think people understood it, but Luke Kuechly was our defensive coordinator, even as a
Absolutely.
player. Because it didn't matter what they called on the sideline. If he saw that we was in the wrong thing, he always audibled us out of that bullshit and dared any coach to say something to him when he got back to that damn sideline, bro.
Yeah.
And he did it quite
So-
often. Damn near every play.
He used to push players to
Now-
get him in alignment.
Uh,
He didn't
Ron,
care.
Ron ain't never say shit to him either. Because he like, I'm out here, I can see what's going on.
Because he was never wrong,
Well, that-
Twan, and I've never been able to say that.
that was the greats. The coaches don't interfere with the greats. That's what I've
Yeah.
learned. When
Yep.
Julius Peppers, when the offense would change something, and several times Julius was lined up against a wide receiver. Well, he was an end, so the receiver we wouldn't be a nickel, and he'd walk out there the cover. He'd tap the tackle on the hip, letting him know he had to kick out to a 3-man front, and he would just go lined up against the wide receiver or the tight end. And coaches never called a timeout because Pepper would wave him off. So coaches listened, and Pepper's always handled it. It's like Luke. Luke changed the scheme, changed the defensive plays. Coaches never said nothing because coaches don't interfere with elite players. Randy Stover said Dijon Foster. I'm assuming he's saying Dijon is a average player that fans loved. I would
was a
say
huge Foster fan.
I would
cool with
disagree.
that.
In my opinion, Deshaun Foster is a bad player who teams love.
No,
People love.
pickle.
I
I
mean,
was
Deshaun
not-
Foster.
Foster fumbled too much. Foster fumbled too much for me to love him.
I don't
Yeah,
know
bro.
if I'd say he's a
He
bad
had
player,
He
though.
was
he
a
had
bad
one or
player?
two good plays that he built his whole career on.
I don't know.
Yeah,
if he's
Picky, you
bad.
been hard on him, bro. Damn.
Hey, so look, let's move on to a
He
different.
was an average
Uh,
player.
Who's an average player?
That motherfucker won't average.
Hold on. Who's an average player that fans are divided on?
Man, you already know who that is.
Twan, you
Brady
ain't like my answer. I think you already know mine.
How dare you, Kyle? How dare you, Kyle?
Bryce Young.
B-Y.
I got one. I got one.
Loved
Brian,
by fans.
Brian Burns.
I knew you were gonna take my answer, Pickle. Damn you! I was gonna say Burns.
Nah, I would not have any
You say he's
Burns.
I know you won't.
average? Get the fuck out of
Average.
here.
You must be
Yeah, right. I said it. Hey,
Average,
I
my
said it.
average.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah, the
Brian
motherfucker who is leading us in
Average.
sacks.
Don't.
Just single-digit
The
sack
guy,
seasons is
the guy
average.
who is leading us in sacks
Average.
every
Why
year.
y'all just looking at his sacks though? What about those hurries? And look, being a
We
defensive
don't give a
guy,
fuck
about
about that
sacks.
shit. No one gives a damn about no hurries. Twan.
Hey, a hurry.
Words matter as much as near misses.
A hurry just means that he faced a lot of stupid bad quarterbacks.
Hurries is taking the clothes off. Not doing that.
Bro, he had too many misses. Twan. Too many-
About no motherfucking
too many
Florida State on this
misses,
motherfucker.
man. You can't say he's a good player. It didn't have enough. Didn't have enough on the resume to be on.
He
on
was
the-
definitely a good player.
You gotta get some. You gotta get some
Motherfucker,
players on the
You're
team.
ridiculous.
Talk shit.
He was definitely a good player.
Nah, bro.
Nah,
What do
Nah.
y'all think about?
nah,
We're doing average
He was
player fans
easily a
divided,
good
right?
player.
Hey, bro, that's Spider Burns, bro.
No,
You don't get a nickname because you suck.
no.
That was
Drake
definitely
Baldwin
not
be
the
a good
best
one?
point.
He didn't earn that nickname in Carolina. I'll tell you that
Matt
much.
Rule got
Hey,
10
hey,
nicknames.
hey,
What does that
Hey,
mean?
hey. So far in this little stage, a lot of the guys I grew to love, y'all call him average. So I'm gonna call Brian Burns average, and you don't like it, because I'll shut the hell up.
Tell him, Pickle. Tell him.
That's how that fucking roll goes.
Damn.
I got
Fuck
your
out of here.
Nah, he said that's how that cookie crumbles.
Hey, JJ, when all else fails, take your money out and slap all y'all in the fucking face.
Damn.
All right, come on. What do you mean, Stephen Jones? Stephen Davis. Put Stephen Davis in the where you want him at. And Easy
An
Crip as
average
Jay
player
Stu.
loved
Y'all
by
was just
fans.
saying that he's an average
You
player.
sound-
You trying to you putting Brian Burns as good and Stephen Davis as average, JJ?
Brent Burson
You're
is
fucking
not
mad.
average.
Is it
Jeremy
Brent
Chin.
Burson doesn't
No.
even belong.
Brent Burson's on my list as a blood bad player.
He ain't good enough to get on the bad list.
Why'd you call out somebody on my list like that for, Big? Don't do that to me.
Brent Burson ain't even good enough to be on the bad
Wait,
list.
do we have any more candidates for average player fans divided?
Trey
Brian
Baldwin.
Burns.
Trey Boston.
Burson sacrificed his body for the Panthers. You remember he almost broke his damn neck catching the back.
What body did he have?
Brent
Blonde
Burson.
hair?
Hey, y'all know that was
Josh
Jerry
Norman.
Richardson's illegitimate son,
Shout out
right?
to Burson, bro. Shout out to Burson.
Yeah, I know that. That was Jerry
Josh
Richardson's illegitimate
Norman.
son. Everyone knows that.
Damn.
Why y'all shitting on all these
Damn
Panthers?
roster.
They call that man
Josh said
sunshine.
Norman. All right.
Josh Norman, average player that the fans are divided on. Because some of them are like, damn, he has so much upside. He could be this, he could be that, he could be that. And then the rest of us are like, yeah, he'd one good year.
Now, what about
That's what I said earlier, sir.
what about Kirk Coleman?
Kurt Coleman.
I thought about him. I thought
Yeah.
about him.
I had him above average for me.
Well, Cal, you can't put that on him though, man. Dumbass
He
GM.
was
A lot of
average player.
again, a lot of this,
He had one really good year.
a lot of this people are calling average or below average, but they fit the
There was
scheme.
nothing average about Josh
They
Norman, bro.
fit the scheme, and that's you. I don't see how you can call a guy average if he fit the scheme and it worked.
I'm
Yeah.
just saying, Twan, he had 5 years and he had like 1.5 good one.
Who are you talking about, Kyle?
Norman.
Norman. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree. I called. I before you and Twan come in, Norman was my guy. I said because he had one good year.
Yep.
He had one good year.
How many years did Josh Norman play with us?
He had one.
That
good
doesn't
year.
mean he was good every year.
No, he wasn't good
It's
every
just
year.
like Jeremy
He was
Chin.
good
Jeremy
one
Chin was
year.
awesome his
He was
rookie
good
year and
one
didn't
year.
do shit afterwards.
And then our dumbass GM tried to fuck around with him, and he had to go somewhere else, man. Josh Norman was wanted by every damn body when we got to release him. Everybody lined up for him.
Well,
Yeah.
only one one of them got him, and that team that got him
It was the wrong team.
again.
Yeah.
Yeah, he wasn't ever as good as he
Yeah, he
as he
chased
was
that
here.
bag.
I forgive
And
Godman
then
for
that
that shit,
caught
bro.
up to him.
All right, who was?
That's cool. That's a good pick for average. I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie, because he only had one good year.
Man, even Jay-Z,
All right.
I hate Josh Norman. He had him in a run, bro. Jay-Z had
He
him in
had
a
one good year.
All right, I have. I'm
Anyways,
going to
Cody,
move
go
on
on.
to average player hated by fans. I'm going to go first. I think Captain Munderland could go here. Captain Munderland drew a lot of hate his final years here in Carolina. Even when he came back for that second stint, he did not live up to expectations
He didn't live up
by
to
a lot.
Yeah, I
What
agree.
are we hating on
He
his?
was never what people. He was never. Captain was never what fans labeled him to be. Fans painted this picture, and Captain could never live up to what fans painted him at. But he never could.
Are we talking about their play or their
resigned him.
personalities?
Well, we resigned him the second time. We resigned him because he was cut by Minnesota because they paid him too much money, but at the same time they had some real good pass rushers up there. And when he left there, we signed him to this contract because we needed a nickel, and people thought he was going to be that guy, but he was never. He was the same player before and after. Fans just wanted to label him better than what
Average
he
as
was.
hell.
Yeah.
I'm just asking the question because I don't know the rules. Are we judging just their play or off the field as well?
I mean, but basically, just their
Oh,
play.
look, I got some
No,
off the
just
field
like-
shit in my shit.
Wait,
I
Cody,
I
we're
do.
on
All
average
of it's free
player.
game.
Or
hated
just
by
Yeah,
off
fans.
it?
Yeah, we're on
And all of it's
average
free game.
average player hated by fans. And yeah, generally we're judging their on the field content.
Bro, I
Although-
got one for y'all.
I got
ass.
some off the field content coming.
Yeah, but we're allowed. Yeah, you're gonna put whoever the fuck you
Get your
want.
ass.
Really. I don't even
Well,
care.
let me get somebody, bro.
Go ahead, JJ.
Artist.
I think
I
JJ
don't
had
know.
one. You have one, or you don't know? You don't know which one you want?
No, I don't know. Come back to me.
All right. Who'd you say, Twan?
That running back that we had, Cameron Artist Payne.
Oh, yeah. Tony Dunn's favorite player of all time.
Couldn't stand that motherfucker.
Someone said, "True Life and Time."
Shy Smith.
YGM is a good one.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Was trash.
Failed
take
to live up to
Jackson.
expectations.
He looked pretty. YGM looked pretty good when he left here.
It's
Just
fucked
saying.
up because one game I went to,
Right.
YGM had a great game.
Marquise Haynes he belongs on the next list. He wasn't even average.
Can I throw out another name right here?
Yes.
Mike Remmers.
Average
Okay.
player, hated by fans.
Oh yeah, yeah, that would be a good one.
Dude, who doesn't hate Mike Remmers? Von Miller made him his bitch in the Super Bowl, bro. How many times
I
did
hate
Von
Ron
Miller?
Rivera more for that.
Yeah,
I
but
do too.
there were a lot of penalties by Mike Remmers in 2015, and he was by far the weakest link on our offensive line.
He was
Yeah,
getting
right,
beat like a
tackle.
drum, Cody.
I know, bro, like a Salvation Army drum, man.
But nobody said that until we got to the Super Bowl. I didn't like Mike Rivers either, but nobody wanted to bring that up till we got to the Super Bowl. And we got to the Super Bowl, and I'll be bluntly honest, the entire team fucked up. Coaches and the like. Everybody.
Yeah, I got a name that
I'd
nobody can
agree
beat,
with
bro.
that. I'd agree with that, Pickle.
I got a
Yeah,
name
it's on
nobody can
everybody.
beat.
Go ahead, Twan.
I know Cole Gardner in me. Ray fucking Caruth.
It's coming up. I don't have him yet, but it's coming
Yeah,
up.
it's coming up to me too.
Ray Caruth.
Was Ray ever a good player? Like, was he okay?
He only had 4 touchdowns. He only had 4 touchdowns in his career. In his best year, he only had like 400 yards.
No, he was really a bad player. Be
Yeah,
honest.
that's why I got my bad player. Hated by all.
Bad hated,
Farm
Jacob.
that.
That's what
I'm
you
gonna
got.
say
You
my
said bad
average-
player hated by all, right?
Average player hated by all of Xavier Woods.
Average player hated by
Average.
fans.
We're doing average right now. Yeah.
Average.
Average.
Wait, who'd you say,
Average
Ty?
player hated by the fans. I got Xavier Woods.
Xavier Woods is a good one.
I'd agree with that one. Yeah.
Xavier Woods is definitely a good one.
What are we doing? Average and hated?
Yeah, average player hated by fans.
Man, Cody, I got to say mine, and I really don't want to. I think it's Dante Jackson.
Yep.
I really do.
Get
I
that
don't
fuck
hate
outta
D
here,
Jacks
man.
like that, but I feel like he.
I agree to that.
I was gonna say that.
I agree to
We're
that.
saving
He,
him for bad
he
players.
ain't
a bad player.
He on YouTube talking shit about Carolina coaches.
You
Really?
should.
Yeah, fuck
Yeah.
him.
He is.
Damn. How about you?
He probably
Hey,
just lied with his
fuck
podcast.
You think he gonna say something nice? He don't play with us.
What we expected.
I'll
Ian
catch your
Thomas.
ass up too.
Ian Thomas is another good one.
Hey, Cody, I got another one. All right.
I
Oh,
don't think
yeah.
Ian Thomas is average. I think he's bad.
He's
Yeah,
cheap.
man.
No.
Go
he's
ahead,
average.
JJ. Go ahead, JJ.
I said James Bradbury.
Oh.
Yeah, he was not
Yeah.
well liked.
He was good against like average or bad receivers, but every time like a real prime time
Get his ass
receiver
beat,
came in his way,
slam up.
yeah, bro, like he would get cooked. Bro.
Man, I'm
He would
trying to
get
tell
ate
you,
up.
but it's a Ray Caruth, man. Because look what that motherfucker did off the field. Damn, bro.
Oh no, he's
That's a
coming up.
bad player.
That's why he's bad
player.
player and hated.
Yeah, it's a
He
bad
was
player.
average.
James Bradbury had two.
That was
really
before my
good
time. I
years.
couldn't tell
That
any
was
of
when
y'all.
he had the two
Yeah,
best
before my
pass
time,
rush
too.
of his career.
Yeah, I could not
pretty
tell
clear.
anyone.
I think it's
I
pretty
couldn't
clear
tell
why.
anyone what kind of player Ray Caruth was. I have no idea.
I tell you, Ray Caruth.
Yeah, I don't
really
know who
a
the
bad
fuck that
player.
is.
As far as on the
Who the
field,
fuck is Ray Caruth?
You don't know who Ray Caruth is?
Look
He
it
don't need
up.
to know.
He probably reminded me a lot of Jonathan Mingo.
Look it up,
But-
JJ.
But
Yeah,
Who is it? Mingo.
But Ray,
JJ, look
Ray
it up
had
and
the
look what he
attitude.
did, too.
Ray had the attitude that he was the next god. He really had this stuck up attitude.
Yeah.
But
What
in
did he
reality,
what college did he come
reality,
from? That had
Jonathan
something to do with it.
Mingo probably played about like Ray Caruth played.
JJ, you wasn't even born. You wasn't even born when
Nah,
Caruth
you
was
weren't
Yeah.
even
That
around yet.
motherfucker, that
Yeah, I
motherfucker
was like, I don't know who that is.
That motherfucker had his girlfriend killed while she was driving in the car, but she didn't want him to have her baby and shit. But that was like that was the major crime thing that was going on.
But
Yeah,
the
like,
child,
all over
the child ended up living, and the
Yeah.
child is like very severely disabled now.
Yeah.
What?
He's came
Yeah,
from
yeah.
that.
I did not even know that. That's wild.
Hey, guess
Yeah, you didn't know that?
That's fucked up.
Hey,
No, I
yeah.
thought the child got killed.
I gotta say,
No,
Back then,
Even worse, Cole.
That's
Even
even
worse.
worse.
Yeah, right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I wasn't expecting to get a
back
surprise
then-
out of this. Thought I knew everything.
Back then, the Panthers had players getting pulled over, getting busted. It was a weekly thing. And Jerry, that's when
We
Jerry
did stay in trouble
Jerry
for a while.
Richardson
Even our cheerleaders.
fired. That's
Yep.
when Jerry Richardson fired
So
the coach
that's why
and everybody.
nobody talks about
When he
us.
brought in John
Yeah.
Fox, he said, "I don't want no troublemaker players." End of discussion. And we didn't hire anybody that even.
That
even
stayed
looked
with
like
us for a long time too.
Bro, we had a little.
We remained an organization that
Yeah.
doesn't hire people with
yeah,
talent.
it was calling us a bunch of killers and shit.
Right, because
Yeah, we had bad fun, dude.
Oh,
The beautiful side of that was that the mom of the girl that he killed, she actually raised that kid. She went to go see Ray Caruth in prison all those damn years, bro.
That's crazy.
Look, bro, I don't know too many people that's got a heart like that.
Yeah, that's
You-
a special person to do that.
I raised your kid for you, and I bring him. She forgave him in a week, bro.
hey,
forgive me.
let's move on a little further, man. A bad player loved by fans.
Shaq Thompson.
Brenton Burson.
That's what I got. Brent Burson.
Brenton Burson. That's the name.
Brent fucking
But
Burson.
dude has never
That's
done
absolutely
anything
right.
to fucking earn anyone's fandom a day in his life.
You damn right. I 100% agree to that.
Demir Bird.
Demir Bird was better than Brenton Burson. 100% better.
Sure.
Shy Tuttle,
He was.
Shy Smith was better than Brenton Burson. Jonathan Mingo is better than Brenton Burson.
Relax.
No, I ain't relaxing either. It's the fucking truth. Brenton Burson was the worst wide receiver this team has ever had in their history. That man got
we just had Mingo, bro.
so many attention.
Mingo
And he
exists.
did
Mingo was pretty bad.
The only
Mingo was
pretty
really bad.
Mingo was very, very bad.
Gary Richardson's big.
Mingo jumped out of bounds
all
trying
he
to catch a
did
ball.
to get his chances.
We gotta say J.J. Jackson again then in this category then, because all he does is snap the ball, bro. That's all his only job. We love
Well,
him.
yeah, but he can't be bad at it.
That's his job. That's his
He
job.
can't be bad at it.
Man,
No, I mean that's
he
his
ain't
job.
doing shit.
Oh,
I don't
a
see
bad
how you
player-
can judge a guy's
bad
bad
player
if he's doing the
people
job
love.
he's supposed to do.
Yeah,
Eddie
bad player that
Pinheiro.
people love.
He said Eddie
Pinheiro.
Pinheiro.
Yeah, we don't love
loves
that
Eddie Pinheiro?
Who loves
Yeah,
him
there's some
now?
Yeah,
weirdos
who
that
loves
love
Eddie
him for
He
no
better
reason.
come back.
Yeah, hey Cody,
JJ, I'm
Cody,
gonna
they
need a
was
full
Yeah,
they was
interview with
real
whoever you
loud
think loves
whenever he was
Pinheiro.
what the highest percentage ever or some shit like
Yeah,
that.
some dumb shit
Yeah.
like that.
Them
I got
lovers came
one
out the
bad.
they came out the cracks talking all that shit about him, hyping him up and shit, and then he was just garbage after that.
Yeah,
I got a guy who was a bad player, but people loved him, and to this day I'll never forget why people liked
Who?
him. Marquise Haynes. All he did was get knocked on his ass.
Deontay Brown.
that's a good one. That's a good
Mm,
one.
I don't think people like him.
Yeah,
I mean,
can't even front.
I feel like everybody
Can't
fell in love
even
with him
front
when he
on
was
that one.
drafted, but
Hey,
like he didn't
no,
pan
go
out the shit. Him and Greg Little, you know,
uh,
we was
D
all
Mon-
real high on them, but
yeah,
then
Terrence
they didn't turn
Marshall.
into shit.
D
Fuck yeah.
Money, and Honky Dory said Kerry Collins for walking out on a game in the middle of the
Walked out
I
in the middle of the
yeah,
game.
walking out in the
I-
middle of the game.
I
I
forgot
agree
all
with that.
about that.
I 100%.
AR learned it from
He was
somewhere.
trying to be a racist piece of shit too, bro.
Who?
Well, Kerry
I-
Collins.
Oh, I don't even know about him.
I won.
Was that
I
before
won,
my? What year did he play? What
I-
years
Early.
was he playing?
He was the
Oh, I-
quarterback of the NFC title team against
That's
Green Bay.
before my time.
I
have
got
no
Yep.
idea.
I got banned. I got banned
I was a
off
young Panthers
calling
fan.
XM radio because of Kerry Collins.
Damn pickle.
They
He said
they were
because of
talking.
Kerry Collins.
Well, not really.
I gotta hear the story.
All
I
right.
gotta hear the story.
Technically, it was what I told the host on live radio about
Fucking
Kerry
bitch.
Collins because they were promoting something to do with Kerry Collins and they had him on there talking and he was so loved and so great. And I got on the radio and I told him I'm a lifelong Panther fan.
Uh-oh.
What kind of I'm
It wasn't
loved player walks out in the middle of the game? Then I said a few other things that I know about Kerry Collins, similar to what Twan was talking about. And they hung up
Yeah.
on me. Now I call, make that phone call, and it says this number is blocked.
Damn, Pickle been telling folks
Well,
to shut the hell
Pickle,
up.
you got your rocks off. Congratulations.
Hell yeah.
I mean, hey, I even tweeted a guy, one of the guys that does it. I said, dude, you just can't handle the truth. Don't promote a trash player. Tell everybody how great he is.
What's another
Let me tell you something, Cody. Look, that Kerry Collins used to get into it with, bro. Musa Muhammad wanted to kill that motherfucker,
Yes, he did.
I'm trying to tell you, Moose wanted to kill
guy.
Kerry Collins, bro.
Oh shit.
Moose
yeah.
was so good,
there it
man.
is.
I tell you a bad.
Is there another?
I tell you a bad player that people loved,
Yeah.
and he was only bad because of his injuries. David Geddes.
Ooh.
He was only bad because of his injuries. He couldn't stay healthy to save his life. But in the rare occasions we was healthy, especially his rookie year, he looked real good for being a 6th round pick.
Okay. Any more for bad player loved by fans?
I do.
Yeah,
Because I am a person who loved this player too. He's pretty recent. Terrence Marshall was a bad player for us. Only one career touchdown. I don't think he ever broke 500 yards. And a lot of people thought he could be good. I myself was one of them. I kept giving him shot after shot after shot, and now he's barely in the NFL right now. So, yeah.
I like them too. JJ. I mean, it's what he could have been with
He
us,
never
bro.
panned out.
Yeah, man. I feel the same way JJ is. It's what he could have been for us, bro.
Yeah.
I think it was very since when we decided to
And he
release
was
it.
fun to use on Madden.
What about Devin Funches?
Fun.
I thought about him earlier.
Fun.
That's a bad player.
Yeah.
I think he goes in the next category.
Yeah, but were there really
Divided.
many people that love Devin Funches? I kind of don't know.
Hey, Funches played in that 2015 season, bro. He won't drop the shit that 1 year.
That 1 year. That 1 year. He won a 1 year.
Receivers look like superstars that year.
Well, the Panthers are that 1 year.
All right, who's a bad player? Which one are we on? Divided or we did love, right? We're on divided.
Yeah, we're on divided.
Yeah, what's a bad player that fans are divided on?
I don't know.
Ian Thomas.
Dante Jackson.
Shy Smith.
Ashawn Rob. I mean, no, I'm joking.
Shut your ass up,
Yeah.
JJ. That was a
Thomas
disrespectful
Fletcher.
answer.
Thomas Fletcher.
It's really only one player that we are completely divided on, bro.
Hey, Panero.
That's bad. A bad player that we're divided on.
That's bad or good. It's really only one that we are really that divided on.
Are you about to give a
Bryce
JJ
Young?
answer right now? I knew he was about to say that. See?
No, I'm not me. Somebody said Blackshear.
Yeah, that's not a bad one.
Kinda.
That's a good answer.
Oh, how about Robbie Anderson?
Yeah.
Perfect example of that, 'cause I used to be all over
Robbie
last year.
Anderson.
He called himself the chosen. Fuck Robbie.
Fuck
He doesn't
Robbie.
That's a good
He
answer,
changed
too.
his name 3 times. He running from somebody.
Bad player hated by fans. Is this any easier?
Matt Corral.
Oh yeah.
Ah, shut up.
What was that one dude's name?
Damn.
Matt
He sent for you,
Khalil.
Cody.
That was his name.
Yeah, Matt Khalil. Yeah, he said that just to piss me off. I know.
He
Matt
said
Khalil.
Corral.
Yeah, Matt Khalil was booty. Man, everyone hated
was
that dude. Byron Bell also sucked.
How about Jimmy Clausen?
Kelvin Benjamin, Devin Funches.
Oh, you know who I even remember too? You know who was an average?
Pickle.
You know who was an average player that was hated by fans too? Teddy Bridgewater.
Yep.
Who hated Teddy, man? Which one of you motherfuckers hated Teddy?
I hated Teddy, bro.
Teddy Two
I hated
I
Teddy. too.
fucking hated
Not
Teddy.
Teddy
bro.
Two
He threw 1,000 yards to 2 different receivers, man.
I fucking hated Teddy.
with both
bro.
gloves.
Man, we hate Clemson.
Yo,
but we ain't-
hey, Cody.
You ain't wrong.
An
Yeah.
average player that fans were divided on that I thought of was Curtis Samuel, by the way.
Oh yeah, that's
Kirko.
Yeah.
He was real average.
I don't know how I
He's a
felt
weapon for
about
the
Curtis.
Bills right now. I know one thing. He's a weapon for the Bills right now, for sure.
Yeah, he is.
Because
I remember he was supposed to
gotta
be
sit.
our own.
Hey,
He was
hey,
supposed
Cody,
to be
are
our
we gonna
own
do
version of
predictions?
Tyreek Hill. Yeah, what?
Are we gonna? I remember you used to always say that. That would blow my mind, honestly.
I mean, dude, he's fast as fuck. That's what he is. He's a burner.
Honestly.
He's a burner. He could have been. That's what it could have been for Cam Newton, man.
Are we doing
I-
the predictions
I gotta-
for the championship?
I got
Yeah, we are. Yeah, after this one, we're gonna.
I got a bad player hated by fans. Are you ready for that?
Yeah, go ahead, Pickle.
Dwayne Jarrett.
Mm.
Anybody remember
Miles
Dwayne Jarrett?
Sanders.
See,
All right.
nobody remember Dwayne Jarrett.
Miles Sanders, Hayden Hurst, DJ Chark, Scott Fitter.
Shit, I'll say Bikini Kwanu.
Frankie Wright. Relax on Icky.
I ain't relaxing on Icky ass.
He's not a bad player.
JJ,
He
did you
is
really
not
just
a
say
bad
that?
player.
What? Thank you, JJ. Nice thing.
He isn't a bad player.
The only time I say anything bad about him is just when I'm trying to piss off Cole. That's really it. He's an average player.
Left tackle in the game. He's constantly getting his ass scorched.
Stop it. He's definitely the other weak link of the offensive line, though. That is the one bad thing.
Yeah, he should have passed protection. I put it that way. Yeah.
That is. Because he's
Damn haters anyway.
Dude is always forgetting the snake. I think the word hate is so strong, bro. Like dislike, maybe. I don't hate none of this.
Vernon Butler is
I'm a disliker.
Vernon Butler is
There you go.
Man,
Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders.
Miles Sanders. Miles looked like a damn all-star in that last game.
Miles Sanders, in reality, Miles Sanders is not really the most overpaid worst player the Panthers have ever done. Okay, Miles Sanders produced a little bit. I would say Matt Khalil is probably the worst free agent this team has ever signed, comparable to the money you give him at the time you give it to him, and the less talent he offered you. That and what? This is going way far back. There was a center we got in free agency. And he didn't take one snap. We paid him a shitload of money. He didn't take one snap for us and retired. Or maybe we got him in the draft. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up.
Who was that one running back from Michigan that was a bust?
From
He had a weird last name.
Biakabatuka.
In the first round, yeah. His
Is that who you talking about, Biakabatuka?
You know what? Nobody can say shit bad about Biakabatuka, bro.
I know Biakabatuka was cold.
Bruce Nelson was a guard we drafted in 2003.
He was cold?
In
I
the
thought he was a
second round.
bust.
And he played.
Man, Biakabatuka is on the top 20 list for best Panthers ever. Who was our center that retired, and then that motherfucker went to the Jets?
Right, Khalil.
Pat Elflin.
I hated it when he did that shit.
I hated Pat Elflin. Jesus,
Pat Elflin.
Fucking hate.
He was a bad player.
That's
Jordan.
another player.
Michael Jordan.
Yes, that's another
the
one. How did we forget Michael Jordan, dude? Byron Bell.
Who was the tackle with them? Hold on. Who was the really bad tackle right next to Michael Jordan that we were just dealing with?
Matt Cleo.
No, the dude that was the dude that was mentoring Icky.
Cam
Irving.
Cam Irving.
Oh
Cam
my
Irving.
God.
Cam Irving. Yeah,
I had a big problem with Cam Irving.
What about Armonte? Hey, Cody, you remember Armonte Edwards?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, Armani was not a bad dude. Armani, y'all remember this. Armani was drafted in the wrong era. If Armani was drafted today, he'd be a quarterback.
He was terrible.
I was in Tennessee and watched that bitch win the national title, bro.
Back then, they said Armani Edwards could not play quarterback because he was too short.
I watched Armani Edwards versus Joe Flacco in the national title game.
And y'all know how tall Armani Edwards was? When we drafted him, he was 185 pounds, and he was 5'10". Fact.
Come on our part.
Fact. And we drafted Marty Herney gave up a second-round pick to move up in the third round to draft Armani Edwards so they can switch him to wide receiver. Because John Fox said when we drafted him, he said he's not a quarterback. He is a wide receiver because he's too short and too thin-boned to play quarterback in the NFL. And that's
I can't think of a more old school mentality than boxing.
Even if he beat
Michigan, hated by fans.
even if he beat Michigan in college from App State.
Rashard Anderson was terrible too, bro.
Ian Thomas.
How about Ricky Manning Jr.?
Man, I like Ricky Manning.
That was the worst. Pickle, I know you remember this guy, Everett Brown.
Oh yeah, Everett. Yeah. He was another one of them guys. Marty surrendered a first-round pick to. Damn, Marty was so bad back then. Marty surrendered a first-round pick to move up to draft a tackle that ended up retiring, or basically retiring before his rookie year was up, or before his. Now he was here for a couple years, but anyway, he was a waste. But we didn't have that first-round pick the next year because of that. So he moved up he traded away the next first-round pick to move up in the second round to get Everett Brown. Marty did that like 3 years in a row.
The reason why I said Rashard Anderson, for people that don't know about him, Cole, this motherfucker was always high. He was always on drugs. He never passed a drug test. Like, damn, man, bro.
Who we talking about?
I was like, damn.
Who we talking about?
Richardson said, get this motherfucker out of my facility, bro.
Yeah, he was. We drafted him and he was high.
Man, this motherfucker was always. He said he played when he was on the field. He said he was high as shit, bro.
Well, he did.
And we ain't talking about weed. We're not talking about fucking weed.
Well, did y'all hear about that pitcher? At one time, he pitched the whole game on LSD and pitched a no-hitter.
That motherfucker was pitching the Dragons.
Yeah, dude.
And shit.
Going hardcore with it, man.
That motherfucker was throwing basketballs, floating slow.
Aaron Rodgers was whooping up on the Bears' ass while he was high off everything on the world.
Yeah, he was. He was on.
Aaron Rodgers though.
He was on some other shit, man. Yeah,
we're about to talk about these playoffs.
Yeah, we're gonna jump into these playoffs, man.
I've been wrong as fuck so far, bro.
Yeah, I mean, these are one of the. Listen, I've been more excited about these playoffs than I have any of the past few years.
They're good games, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely.
I tell you which playoffs been better to watch, though.
The AFC? No, you're talking about
college.
Damn.
Yes, sir.
Damn, JJ.
You walked right into that one too, bro. I gotta give him credit for that. Y'all had no idea what he was talking about. You walked right into that one.
But listen, before we go forward, just to break down this matchup, we're going to shout out Underdog Fantasy. Shout out to Underdog. We appreciate him. Let's look at some of the stats for this matchup. They have Josh Allen. By the way, they have a gimme pick of Patrick Mahomes at 0.5 passing yards. So definitely pick that up. But they have Josh Allen at 232.5. They have him at 1.5 passing touchdown and combined a 1.5 rushing and receiving touchdown. Let's take a look at Patrick. Patrick is 256.5. So they're predicting him to put the ball in the air. Similar numbers, 1.5 passing touchdowns, 0.5 rushing and receiving, 35.5 passing attempts. This is the matchup, man. Right now, Tom Brady is the Patrick Mahomes of this era and vice versa. And Josh Allen's looking like the Peyton Manning. But Josh Allen's never going to earn that respect as an upper echelon quarterback until they beat the Chiefs in the playoffs, man. I agree on that.
But Peyton Manning was in that exactly situation for
I
most
think
of his career until the one time he did beat Tom Brady in the playoffs. Peyton would go to the playoffs every year except for his rookie year, I think, and lose to somebody. So to Peyton Manning, if that's the case, and I respect that, then you can't put Peyton Manning in the upper echelon of quarterbacks until after he won his one Super Bowl.
yeah.
And
Fun
even
fact.
after he won that one Super Bowl, he still couldn't beat Tom Brady in the
Damn.
playoffs.
Okay, cool.
I think we're
Hey,
gonna see something special this year, bro. I think we're gonna see something that we ain't seen in a minute. We're gonna see a rookie quarterback win the Super Bowl, bro.
I think
We very well might. We'll look them up here in a minute. But listen, we want to thank Underdog fans who joined over 5 million fans. They're already playing on Underdog with their champs game. You can win money by making entries with your favorite players. You can win up to 100 times, 1,000 times your money just by choosing higher or lower on player stats like passing yards, interceptions, touchdowns, and more. Underdog puts the power to cash out in your hands. Now you can keep it. You can either keep riding with your entry or tap the win now button to cash out whenever you want. Go to underdogfantasy.com, sign up with the promo code C3P, and Underdog will give you a free pick to use on your first cash pick'em entry, plus up to $1,000 in bonus cash when you deposit. That's promo code C3P. We appreciate you. Must be 18 years of age, 19 plus in Alabama and Nebraska, 19 plus in Colorado for some games, and 21 in Massachusetts and Arizona, and present in a state where Underdog operates. Terms apply. Void in Colorado. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org. Arizona, call 1-800-NEXT-STEP. That's 1-800-639-8783 or text Next Step to 53342. New York, call the 24/7 Hope line at 1-8778 New York or text Hope New York to 467-369. Thank you to Underdog. Boys, I'm picking, let's do the AFC first. I'm riding with the Buffalo Bills all throughout the playoffs. I want them to be the team of destiny. I'm picking Buffalo. Going with my heart. I know everyone's saying that the Chiefs are going to have their third Super Bowl win this year. I don't know, man. I want to see what the Bills and Josh Allen have to say about it. I am going Buffalo.
I want to put a little bit more pressure on you, Cody.
Mm-hmm.
Why exactly do you want Buffalo to win it all? Go a little deeper with it for us.
Are we
Well,
picking
number
the Super Bowl
one,
winner
so
too?
number one, the reason I'm picking Buffalo is there's so many connections between the Panthers and Buffalo. One, Brandon Beane, he's up there as the general manager. He was our assistant GM. You have Sean McDermott up there as the head coach, who was our defensive coordinator. Curtis Samuel is up there. And listen, man, I'm a fan of Josh Allen's play style. I want to see him make it to that Super Bowl one time and have it be someone else other than Patrick Mahomes for once. I think they're just built to do it. And I think they have the weapons to get it done. And your Florida State wide receiver has been incredible all year for him.
Keon Coleman.
Yeah, Keon Coleman. So that would be a cool story, man. And aren't we all tired of seeing Kansas City year after year?
Yeah, because they got 6 extra players on the field with black and white uniforms on, bro.
I need him to win this game.
The referees are going to constantly, that came up all week about how the referees are constantly giving these guys everything, bro.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. That's why
they don't need no help.
but the Bills know that.
Yeah.
And
so they got a game plan for that shit.
I'm gonna say, in my opinion, I want the Bills to win. I really do. And I win them because I'm tired of seeing Patrick Mahomes. I'm tired of hearing about Taylor Swift. I'm tired of hearing all that hyped up bullshit.
Kelsey.
I just am. I'm sick of fucking hearing it. Now, that being said, I think I think that the refs are going to cheat like hell, and they're going to give Patrick Mahomes the win. I don't think he's going to earn it. I think they're going to give it to him. They've given him wins all year. One more won't kill nothing. They gave him the win last week. They're going to give him another one.
And I'll be
And
$20 richer.
Yeah, the Kansas City look mediocre all year.
Yep. Well, they still do.
And the referees just keep trying on assisting them. So I'm with Pickle, bro. Listen. I want Buffalo to beat them.
The referees are gonna win it for them.
Yes.
Yeah, man.
Yes.
You got to battle them too. You got a game plan for that shit.
Give me Kansas City because it's Pat Mahomes.
True that.
Pat Mahomes getting them Tom Brady rules now, bro.
Hey man, hey Cody, if I find it, will you share it?
If you find what?
The picture of the relationship of
Patrick Mahomes,
referee.
Send it to me. I think I know what you're talking about. Yeah, I can bring it up.
Oh, that's funny.
I gotta find it.
Is that the AI of Pat and the referee making it happen?
Hey Cody.
Yeah.
Are we also picking our Super Bowl winner?
No, not now. We're gonna need time to do that before.
All right, just the championship games.
Yeah, people can get hurt too, and that'll change the matchup of, change who's predicted to be the
Super
winner.
Bowl.
Yeah. Cole, who you picking? Buffalo or Kansas City?
Kansas City is going to absolutely dog walk that ass to another Super Bowl.
Damn. Fuck. All right.
That's
It's called referee assistance, bro. That's just undefeated.
I just don't think that Kansas City's played a great game or a perfect game, and they're probably getting ready to put two of them right together and win another Super Bowl.
JJ, who you got? Kansas City or Buffalo?
A part of me thinks the Bills are due because fuck's sakes, you go in there into Kansas City and you lose again. It's like, damn, what is that? 0 for 4, 0 for 5 in the playoffs against the Chiefs. It's almost like, damn, are you ever gonna beat these guys? I think the Bills are gonna do it though. I think they are. I think their offensive line is elite. I think it's one of those top 5 units in the NFL. I think they can lean on that when the going gets tough. The Chiefs, outside of Chris Jones, they don't really have a real playmaker this year on the D line. So I don't know though.
James
Patrick
Cook better
Mahomes.
have an outstanding day if that's gonna happen, my friend.
Yeah, they're gonna need him to show up and play his best ball. They need him to hold on to the ball and not fumble it.
Cody,
they can't turn the ball. Hold on, Pickle. Real quick. I think Mahomes is gonna play a perfect game though. I think that's gonna be the problem.
There's a photo in the host chat. Can you know where that's
at? Pickle.
Yeah.
It's not the one I was looking for, but I didn't realize they had all this crap out there.
Somebody get me right. Was there a Buffalo and Washington Super Bowl in the 90s, or am I tripping?
A Buffalo and who?
Washington. I think so. Didn't they win it in '93? Because I know that the Cowboys beat them. Cowboys beat them twice, right?
I think the Cowboys beat them twice, and what the fuck is that?
That's a shirt. You can order it.
The Giants beat them one time. I'm pretty sure.
Did they? Yeah, it was all the NFC East teams.
You can check the link in the private chat too, Cody.
Oh, that's
bro!
funny.
Imagine losing 3 Super Bowls in a row. I'd be
in a row.
4. It was 4.
Who's 3?
Was it 4? I thought it was 3.
It was 4 in a row. It was 4.
It was 3. It was 3.
I promise you, it's 4.
I thought it was
regardless, my heart would be shattered.
Yeah, that shit. I don't know if I could watch football after that.
I would football, bro. I really would. I would.
Dude, like,
what?
Look how dumb this shit is.
Come on, watch this.
Yeah,
Yo.
I don't want to see that shit no more. Y'all are dumb as
Yo.
Wild as hell.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's how I felt about
Yo,
Peyton Manning and
Cole.
Roger Goodell.
Not
To be
fucking with
honest.
that.
Oh, if the Panthers lost 4 Super Bowls in a row, bro, it'd be like painful to put a jersey back on. It'd be like,
I know.
4
Could you
Super Bowls.
imagine going through that
I'm watching
hell?
golf and NASCAR on
That's just
Sundays if
boxed
we
up
lose
at
4
that
straight
point.
Super Bowls.
And by
bro.
the way, shout out to D Money. He says that Washington beat Buffalo.
Yeah,
in
91. Yep.
You know what? I stand corrected. JJ is absolutely correct. It was 4 in a row. Yeah.
Oh my
Yeah.
god. My jersey been in the box.
They got
Yeah.
beat by I forgot about the Giants. They got beat by the Giants because Morrison was playing in that year. Then they got beat by the Commanders and then Dallas twice.
So the NFC East just decided to whip their ass. Like,
The
yeah,
Commanders.
So pretty much.
that's wild.
We are the Commanders.
The commies. That's what I
They
call
need to
them.
go back to their shit.
Oh.
Everybody except
Um,
Philly.
Yeah.
So by the way, is everyone saying Philly?
I got Philly.
Cody, you want some breaking news?
No, I got Commanders.
Yeah, go ahead.
Pick, I don't trust you.
The Cowboys have officially promoted Brian Schottenheimer as their head coach.
Wow.
Really?
Ooh, I heard
Hey.
that.
Brian
Cowboys?
Schottenheimer.
I heard that already.
You said the Cowboys?
Yes,
He's gonna be
Cowboys
another
have
guy
hired
that
Town,
does
baby.
everything
Schottenheimer for their
that,
head coach. He
that
was their
Jerry Jones says.
They broke that news earlier today.
no. It's been suspected all day. So
Oh.
now it's just
Yeah.
They
official.
finally made it official.
Yeah,
signed
I
papers.
just been expected. It's like Pete Carroll was expected for a couple of days to be named the head coach of the Raiders, and today they made it official. So
Hey JJ, my bad, bro.
I've heard
You
2
said what?
people for the Saints job.
I said my bad on that.
You alright?
Good call, JJ.
I've heard Mike
And the
That's a
thing
McCarthy
good
about
call.
or
the
Joe
thing about
Brady.
the Commanders Eagles game is, like, I trust Jaden Daniels 100 times more than I trust Jalen Hurts right now.
Same.
Not that Jalen Hurts can't play a good
Don't
game.
trust them ribs,
but-
bro.
Yeah, I
That's
don't
hurt.
trust him at all right now.
Did you hear what that
Man.
defensive coordinator said?
I'm going after them ribs, Swine. I don't give
He
a
said
damn.
we're gonna treat him just like a fucking running back. He said so if he runs, he said I'll give my
David
guys the
Quinn.
green light to try to bust everything up
David.
on his ass.
I said David, my fucking dumbass. Dan Quinn, he's been in these situations before, so I feel like that's helped them a lot. Like Dan Quinn's an experienced head coach, so
Yeah.
But man, the Eagles, they got that line of scrimmage on lock, bro. Like, you're not beating them up
They
front.
do.
on
They
either
got
side
the
of
best
ball.
D line and the best offensive line in the game right now.
Hey Cody, can I do
Yeah,
something real
like-
quick?
Go ahead.
Cody, what year were you born in?
1990.
Who was in the Super Bowl that year? What 2 teams?
What in the 1990? I would say Cowboys and Steelers.
Nah, 49ers and Broncos.
I remember that.
Oh, I knew it was
I-
the Broncos.
Pickle,
Oh,
like
one
2
of
years
those.
old.
what year were you born?
49ers won that. Right.
What year
Yeah,
was
they
I
destroyed
born?
them, didn't they?
Yeah,
It was
I
only
mean,
3 teams in the damn league, Twine. We
If
know
you
who was in the Super Bowl.
In 86 or 68 and 68.
68. Okay, so who was in the
6.
who's in the Super Bowl?
Before some of these folks was born.
Yeah. Who was in the Super Bowl the year you were born?
I don't remember. I was asleep then.
Come on, man. You could take a real educated guess on yours, bro.
What year were you born, Pickle?
86.
He said
68.
68.
Oh, shut up. You said 86.
It was
I graduated from high school in 86.
Steelers.
it was Green Bay and Oakland.
Green Bay and
Oh.
Oakland. I cheated
What
like
about you?
Bart Starr
I am-
was the MVP.
I am not.
You're 19 what?
What call you cut out?
Y'all some young motherfucker. JJ, what about you, bro?
Oh, you don't even want to hear JJ.
I was gonna
2015?
say,
My fault, Twine. I'm 1988, bro.
I think it's the first
Mhm.
Panthers Super Bowl, actually. Was that the 2002, 2003 season?
Yeah.
Or
Cole played it. Cole was born in a good one. Cole,
Yeah.
what 2 teams were in the Super Bowl?
Oh,
Cole, something historical happened in that Super Bowl.
In '88.
Yep.
I know one team, and I know the historical.
Over
no,
the Patriots.
I don't know who they beat, but
that
was Washington and Doug Williams first.
No. It was
that's it. The first black quarterback ever, Doug Williams.
But I don't remember who they played though.
Washington and the
Denver Broncos.
They played Denver. Okay.
Yeah, Denver.
I do remember it was Washington.
They lost a lot of Super Bowls.
JJ, what about you, man? We can probably pick yours.
I said mine. I said it was the first Panthers Super Bowl appearance.
2003 or 2002?
That's cool as fuck, though, JJ.
I was born in 2003. So the the Panthers Super Bowl appearance was in 2003.
That damn ex-clown is older than you are.
I was 97.
Super Bowl II was January the 14th, 1968 at the Orange Bowl in Miami.
Yep.
Damn.
Who played in it?
Damn, pick who
the Packers and the fucking Chiefs.
No. It was the Chiefs and the Packers, right?
No, it was the Packers and the Raiders.
It took a while for the Chiefs to
take
over,
the Packers
right?
The first Super Bowl ever?
The second
Packers and Raiders, that sounds right.
Yeah.
For the first one?
Let's get Anthony. Anthony, what year were you born, bro?
What's up? I was born in 02.
02.
2000. So who played in 02? Y'all should all be able to know that.
Is that
Tampa Bay? I played in 02. I know played in 02.
That was Tampa Bay and John Gruden, right?
Yeah, that was versus
Tampa over the Raiders.
Yep.
Yeah, and Tampa won
I
because
remember that game.
in 03. And in 03, nobody really took the Panthers serious until we beat the Packers.
The year he was born.
Tampa.
Hey, do y'all remember the first Super Bowl that you ever remember watching?
Yeah. And I was young as fuck. I remember like Steve Young or Joe Montana, dude. It was crazy.
Mine was 1997, the Broncos and the Packers.
Damn.
I remember that game.
Mine was our Super Bowl.
Yeah, mine was in 1980.
The one I fully remember was 07, the Giants Patriots, just because my dad and my grandpa were at that game. That's the only reason.
The one that I fully remember was in 1984. And what happened in that was the game when Marcus Allen ran to one side of the field and they couldn't get him. And then he circled back to the right side of the field and ran that fucking touchdown, like 85 yards.
Yeah.
And then Oakland won it that year.
Yeah. Hey, Anthony, real quick, who'd you pick in the championship games?
I really want to pick the Commanders. As I don't like the Eagles. Like Jalen Hurts is horrible, man. But
he's a fraud.
Yeah, he's a fraud. But they'll probably end up winning. The Bills, Chiefs. Listen, man. I was born an hour from Buffalo. My whole family, like, they are crazy about the Bills. I'd like to see the Bills win, but I don't know, man. It just feel like the devil magic is just going to continue. Mahomes is inevitable, it feels like. And I don't know, man. I just feel like it'd be pretty cool having – I feel like the NFL would want Mahomes in there for the three-peat potentially. I don't know. We'll see what happens, honestly. But, like, I'll take the Chiefs. Give me, like, 26-23.
All right.
At the Eagles.
All right. So you have the Chiefs and the Eagles back in the Super Bowl?
Yeah, my gut, like my heart wants me to take the Commanders.
I hear you.
But yeah. I don't know. I don't know if they can get past. Maybe they could. Hey, they could be the team like the 2021 Bengals. You never know. Like maybe they get past the juggernaut to the top. But I don't know. I think Daniels is legit, but I don't know how they're gonna stop the run versus Saquon. To be honest.
No, I hear you.
Shit, they got to figure out how to stop Daniels.
For sure, but like, I don't know. I feel like they can control the time of possession with Saquon.
Well, hey boys, I appreciate y'all, man. That's gonna do it for another Friday free for all. We're going about 3 hours here. Yeah, we've already done our predictions. We've already done everything. My final words for the show. We'll go first to Ant. And appreciate you, bro.
Yeah, for sure, boys. Keep pounding. Listen, y'all. The next 2 months are going to be interesting, and I don't think fans are expecting us to do nothing. But I trust me on this one. I feel like we could have some stuff cooking up when March 10th rolls around. So stay tuned, boys. Keep pounding as always, bro.
Yes, sir. Keep pounding. JJ, let me go to you, man. Final thoughts for the free for all, brother.
My Ohio State Buckeyes are the national champions. But y'all shall refer them to as the Ohio State. You know, as we are national champions. Of the first ever 12-team playoff era. And yeah, that's all I gotta say, man. I'm just living off that shit for now, man.
Yes, sir. Appreciate you, JJ. Y'all check out my man Twan at the 704 Charlotte Bound Show here on YouTube. Twan Dawn. Give me your final thoughts for the show, man.
My final thoughts is check on your strong friends.
Tell them.
The guy you think got to figure it all out, he deserves a phone call as well. Check on your strong friends. Everything I have in me, man. These days, when I pray, when I'm not praying for my family, is going to D-Money. Just got a lot on this plate, and we're going to see him through it, man.
That's it. Shout out to our brother D-Money. You know we love you, bro. That's big love. Oh, hey, man, speak of the man himself. We was about to get up out of here. D-Money in the building. D-Money. What's up, brother?
Good to see you smiling, bro. Good to see you smiling.
How you doing?
Glad to be smiling a little bit. Hey, just want to let y'all know that it's time. You might ask D-Money what time it is. It's time to take the bank back. I understood years before we didn't have hope. We didn't have hope and product to put on the field, and I didn't doubt you for being not in attendance and letting everybody else take over our house. But now we have hope. We've got a vision. Them bricks have been laid. The foundation is here. It's time to start adding and building and bringing back that pride that was originally in that 704 and in this Panther family. So only thing I'm going to tell you, if you ain't with us now, you ain't welcome to the parade. Pound it.
Hell yeah. If you ain't with us now, you ain't welcome to the parade.
Shout out D-Money, baby. Let's get it. Man, that was the best way that we could ever hope to end a Friday free-for-all, man. So that's what we're going to do. No, you know what? What am I doing? D-Money got me so flushed. I didn't give everybody their final thoughts.
Yeah.
My bad, boys.
Jake, others.
Jake, give me your final thoughts for the free-for-all, bro.
I mean, you just can't go next. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right?
I'm gonna echo what D Money said. I mean, if you ain't with us now, don't be with us when it's championship time. But other than that, I want to say prayers up to everybody that needs it. I know there's a lot of people that need it. Shit, I need it some days myself. Prayers up to all the people in California that the after effects of the fires are still dealing with the fires. Prayers up to the people in North Carolina mountains that are still needing help at this moment.
Yes, sir.
Regardless of that, y'all, as always, I love every single one of y'all, and keep pounding.
Keep pounding. That's my boy Jake. You know we love you, bro. Let me go to my man Cole. Cole, we appreciate you, big dog. Give me your final thoughts for the free-for-all, man.
It was another good Friday. We had a good show. Played a lot of fun with the game. Learned a lot about these players, how they move around, and have people's different perspective. I had a real good time, man. Only thing I want to leave y'all with is I wish the 4-3 defense would come back to Carolina, and I wish we could fire fucking Ivero tomorrow. Have a good evening.
Tell them. Appreciate you, bro.
Not happening.
Appreciate you, bro. Last but not least, Panther Pickle. Give them your final words, and we're going to get the hell up out of here. What's that saying? Y'all ain't got to go home, but y'all got to get the hell up out of here. You know what I'm saying?
Yesterday, me, Jake, Kyle, Cole, we did a yeah. Yeah, we did a 2 hours and 40-minute space or a show. It's on Twitter, and we did 2 mocks in it. One of them was we went from the first pick in the first round to the last pick in the third round, and we did that. We drafted for every team, and we tried our best to do it realistically. None of this avoiding a player just so they can fall to the Panthers crap. Then the second mock was a Carolina Panthers, and it was really fun. We talked a lot. We really did, and it was fun. Something else. But anyway, something else I was gonna say. Y'all watch that, share it. Peace, boys.
Have a good night, Pickle.
That's it. Y'all have a great damn night.
So I Pickle was gonna cry.
No, there's something else I was gonna say. I can't remember what it is.
You'll think about it when we're in the green room.
Right when we end it, you don't think about it. That's been another edition of the C3 Friday Free for All. My name is Cody Lashley. We'll be back Tuesday night at 9 for another edition of the C3 Panthers Podcast. Until then, C3 Legion, keep pounding.